Sparkle.
Sparkle bitches.
Hello, hello, hello.
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 Welcome.
Sparkles.
Sparkle, sparkle. Welcome, everybody. This is Knit Night. I'm Liz, and I've got Therese here, and our good friend Amy, who we haven't seen in a while, though she has been in chat a bunch. And Caro's here, and she's probably crocheting a shawl, but I don't know for sure.
What? You don't know me.
It could be a hat. I don't know.
You don't know me, man.
All I know,
and
thank you guys for joining us. And since I found those patterns for you and Morgan, my Pinterest is all skulls and spiders now. So
I mean, that's not the worst problem to have. I'm just saying.
no, but just.
I did suck it up and purchase spider stitch stoppers.
Oh, you did?
And Therese, I sucked it up and got some of the ones you suggested, even though I wasn't going to be political.
Amy is pro-life knitter, and she sells stitch stoppers. You can go to her Instagram, and the proceeds go to help Let Them Live, which is an amazing organization. So go support it.
Yep. Save the. You tell your spouse it's for the babies. It's for the babies.
It is for all the babies. And too many babies are not being treated the way they should.
Yep, I have donated $125 the first time, and then I think I did $250 the second time.
Nice.
That's amazing. That's awesome.
Impressive numbers.
I don't keep in the money. I only keep what it costs to purchase the things and the shipping.
Of course. And
Lynn donated $242 for July.
Ooh.
I saw that.
So my purchases over here were for the babies.
I respect it.
I got yarn from her in July, so that means I contributed that way too. Yay.
Yes, you did.
Yay.
I also keep buying yarn and forgetting why I bought it. I think that's part of it, right?
We're not supposed to do that?
It's kind of like childbirth. You have a baby and then you forget how awful it is so that you're willing to have another one. Because if women remembered, they would never have more than one. And yarn's the same way. You buy it and then you forget why. Mm-hmm. And then that makes your brain say it's okay to buy it again or to buy more.
Okay.
But
Allegedly.
I have cut way back this year. I have cut way back. Because I'm literally running out of room.
I've been buying up till the last month, but mainly for specific projects that I've been actually started. So
right, yeah.
And I did buy this weekend
charity yarn. I don't count that in my stash. That's work yarn.
I did buy a sale yarn because Chelsea Yarns had a sale page, and it was a skein of DK and a skein of mohair, and it was $30 for the 200 grand skeins total. And
I'll be right back. I do not feel like my air conditioner is working good enough. So.
And they matched, and I thought, well, that will make a nice scarf for a nice Christmas gift. So, and that new Dustlin pattern scarf takes a skein of DK and a skein of mohair. So, I thought that would work. So,
that would explain it. It wasn't on high.
I do know Joann's has their Lion brand on sale because they keep sending me emails that I ignore.
The gradient is really pretty, though.
Is it?
Yeah. Or ombre or whatever they called it. I think it's gradient. It is
I
pretty.
don't know.
It changes colors, yay.
All on its own.
Oh, it's like magic, sparkle.
So what's everybody working on?
I'm totally not working on the shawl.
But the key is it a different shawl every time we see you?
Usually.
Actually, it is. Yes, I'm always working on a different shawl.
And we love the shawls she knits, so it's a good thing.
I mean, I tend to make the same things over and over and over again, so because I like.
Yeah. And Anne does too. She's usually making a shawl or a hat.
I'm about the process, not the product. But I learned a new thing.
What'd you learn?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh, that's pretty.
That's the Bago Day crochet.
No, come back.
I'm making Amy big.
Oh, there we go.
can't see if
Is
I'm
that
in my
is that a
best-
corner to corner stitch?
It's a corner to corner in a rectangle.
Oh,
That crystal.
Ooh,
Yep.
that's cool.
I
So
promise
it's-
DK I would learn to corner. I just haven't decided to do it yet.
I would do the regular corner to corner first before you try this one. 'cause
Yeah.
it's a
Okay.
little fiddle. Once you get it, you're like, oh, okay, I got it. And
Okay.
I really think it'd be really simple to make it a square. You can make me not big now, because it's rectangle size. So okay, I'm done being big. Make me little again.
I will make you.
It's the
Egg
Amy
Priscilla.
show.
Sorry, DK says you have to make people
I
big. I'm
know,
just
I
trying to
know.
follow her instructions.
I know, but like
Hey.
rectangle. Yeah, it can be a good baby blanket size, but I like square because it fits everything better. So I think, given her tutorial, I think I could fudge with her numbers and make a square.
Oh.
Or she may already have made one. I don't know. She probably already made one, but
She got a lot of videos.
yeah.
A lot.
I think I have a pattern. It might be a square one. It's either a square one or a zigzag one
Oh, that would be
Or-
cool too.
for corner to corner. Trying to remember.
I know other people have done that because I looked at other tutorials to try, and I was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And Crystal's was really, well done. Explains it really good.
She explains it so well.
Mm-hmm. There was like a corner to corner moss stitch that I really liked the look of, and I tried it when I was tired, so that was my first problem.
Right.
Yeah. No.
and I think it was starting to take shape, and then I was like looking at it and like nah, and so I frogged it and made something else for a bit.
This is
I
the
love
one I
moss
found. It's a wavy corner to corner.
Oh, no, that's
Ooh.
cool.
Oh,
Wait,
Isn't that
but
pretty?
it's still
Look at
done
that.
the traditional way?
I guess.
Because if it's still done the traditional way, you're carrying all that yarn, and I ain't down for that.
Simple as still simple as a corner to corner, and has always been, with few alterations that change the look. Pattern is 21 pages.
Oh, good God.
Oh, because it's color pages, so you can color in to pick your colors.
Because a lot of the
Um,
really cool corner to corner ones are, their motifs and pictures and stuff, but you're
Graph
carrying,
hands.
you're carrying the yarn, or you've got yarn on this end and yarn on this end, because you've got to make the graph.
Mhm.
They're spreadsheets, Amy.
I know, but it still involves carrying yarn. And
Well, no, it's basically the spreadsheets for you to use Google Sheets to color in
Oh.
instead of having to hand color it in.
I do love me some spreadsheets.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I almost bought stitch stoppers today that said "freak" in the sheets,
Oh.
and I did not. I had enough. I did not.
So that's very cool, though.
That is cool.
I've not seen a square one pattern.
They exist, and knowing what she did to start it, I think it's just a matter of shortening the way she started it. So
That makes sense.
the premise is still the same. So I will experiment and find out when I'm finished with this one.
What are you doing, Therese?
I have 2 whips right now. First is a sock. GK weight
Ooh.
sock.
I love DK weight socks.
Oh, that's so
Pretty.
cute.
Me too.
Pretty color.
It's opal. So these are going to be bulletproof. You're holding opal double.
Oh,
Oh,
They're
yeah.
going to
Lord.
be bulletproof.
That's gonna be like those ones I made for Shark Week. I'm like, those bad boys aren't getting
Mhm.
whole ever.
Mhm. These are these will be deep winter socks. And then the other thing is a shawl. Yay. This is the Lydia shawl
Oh yay!
by the
Yay!
lovely Denise Crawford,
Yay.
big sister of the Sister Yarn.
Which is free on our two.
And it's on
Sisters
Block
Yarns.
Magazine. There's a method to my madness, which y'all see. So let me.
It is in Block Magazine as well.
Their
Mhm.
blog that doesn't get updated.
Nope, it does not.
Hey, I'm not
Oh, here it
complaining.
is.
I just
What
that's
yarn
pretty.
did
What
you use?
It's Knit Picks Chroma
Oh, that's my favorite.
in
color.
the Sandpiper colorway.
I might even have done one in that colorway. It looks
Oh,
really
yeah.
I like chroma
chroma's nice. Is that
I'm not-
fingering or the worsted?
fingering. I'm not wild about doing crochet in the singles.
yeah.
For some reason, it looks like crunchy to me or something. But this, it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's
show us
definitely
your shawl.
fiddly yarn.
Caro, show us your shawl.
Yes.
It's a baby shawl right now.
Ooh.
It's a little baby.
Yeah, baby.
Is that the one that you had last week?
Yeah, because like I was doing Tunisian crochet with it, and I think I got to like row like 35, and I was looking at it, and I was like, I hate it, and so I frogged it, and then I started over, and I'm like, okay, I like this. So it's kind of hard to see on the camera, but I'm alternating between single and double stitch right now. So when you look at it, you can see it, but like on here, it just looks like static. So
That's a
that's fine
crunch.
for me too.
Is that the crunch stitch or whatever they call it when you alternate? I think there's a term for it.
Oh, I have no idea.
That's
I was
very
just-
cool.
I was just sitting here being like, I'm a stitch and have no pattern. So let's see what happens. I wanted to experiment. I wanted to be wild.
Like you're alternating single and double in the same row, or one row single and one row double?
I'm doing three single, three single, two double, three single, just because of how much space they take between each other.
Gotcha.
Very nice.
It's more like, what do I feel like putting on this row? This. Let's go. There's no method to this. It's just purely what Caro wants. Caro chaos. That's what we'll call this shawl.
Sometimes you need chaos.
You are the owner and possessor of whatever you make, so you make whatever you want. You're in charge.
Yeah.
Yep.
Decider of my own destiny.
Make the rules, man.
I want
Nobody can tell
popcorn.
you otherwise, not even Neil.
It's true.
He can try. So
What are
I'm
you
making a
working on, Lynn?
cardigan. Making a cardigan.
You and your cardigans, man.
I know, but hot
Not
flashes.
just
I
halfway
can't wear
there.
I can't wear pullovers. Hot flashes.
No, I just mean how fast you can knock them out, man.
Well, this one's worsted, but the ones I've been doing have been Aran weight and a loose gauge, so they go really fast. You know, when you're only doing like 3.5 to 4 stitches an inch, they go pretty fast. And then I have another one that I was working on, but I don't have it with me. So this is Dream in Color. I forget what the colorway is called. It's pretty though. I did get some lovely yarn from Chicken Lady, but I haven't cast it on. This is called Elysian. And it's their classy worsted. Whatever
Fine
that
name.
means. It's 250 yards per skein for worsted, so it's very much affordable.
I am definitely going to cast on the Light Bright because the last time I got a Sir Present ball, I didn't do it in time. There was like coupon codes and stuff in there.
Yeah, I've been eyeing the Light Bright, but I'm trying to be good too. So
Yeah, this yarn I bought last November.
Hey, that's Steve Stash to me. Last
Yeah.
year, Steve Stash.
at least of your acrylic stash, Amy's acrylic doesn't last because she makes
No.
all the baby stuff.
No. In fact, I literally gave a whole bunch to my friend because she cranks out the hats for me
Oh.
for Let Them Live on the Addy, and so like I depleted what I have for her. I'm like, I don't got any more for right now. We'll just have to watch the sales, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That's good that she does that for you.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
she doesn't work anymore, and the oldest one's left the nest, so she needs something to do. So I keep telling her I'm going to teach you how to crochet.
My son cracks me up because he's into Warhammer, painting, building and painting the figures, and
Mm-hmm.
he bought some new one the other day, some new army, and he's like, and I saw it in Amazon because they didn't have it in the local Warhammer store, and I said something. He goes, "It was an impulse purchase. I'm sorry." I was like, "John, you live at home. You don't live at home. You live on your own. You
Right,
pay your bills.
right.
Have you seen me buy yarn?
I
It's
am the
okay to make
least
impulse purchases.
going to
You
judge
know,
you on that. Yeah,
as long as you're paying your bills, you do what you want."
right.
So, but he's gotten his boss into it now, and they had to go to the Warhammer store on work hours the other day because his boss
There's a
wanted to go
store.
check something out. Yeah, they
Had
have
to go.
yeah.
Forced.
And then one of their other coworkers wants to get involved, but he's not very good with money, and so they were trying to convince him not to go all in because it's very expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And they told him, just buy one, put it together, paint it, and see what you like before you start spending hundreds of dollars on this. And he texted him like Friday night. He had spent like $500,
Oh my goodness.
and they were just like,
This is why we warned you.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but he's been good with it. He's really enjoyed the whole painting process, and he and his roommate have built their little craft room in their in the house they rent,
That's awesome.
which they do all their painting, and they have all their hero clicks and all their figures from different things up on shelves. And
A proper nerd den. I approve.
yes, they have their nerd den, and they're very proud of it. So,
That's awesome.
you know, but he said to me the other day he gets the knitting because he finds painting relaxing.
Mm-hmm.
And he knew I liked it, but he never knew why so much. And then he realizes, he goes, that's a real, once you get in the zone, it's really calming.
Uh-huh.
I said, yeah, I know. When you don't have children yelling at you all the time, well, especially when you're counting.
Mhm.
So.
That's when I start counting louder.
And louder and louder. You better be on fire or bleeding or vomiting to interrupt me.
And if you're vomiting, I don't want to help.
Don't do it on my yarn.
They're old enough to handle that themselves. So, pretty much if you're on fire, the house is on fire.
When I lived at home, my niece was living with us, and she was 2, and I used to sit in one chair in front of the TV and crochet, and then I put my bag behind the chair, which was by the wall. And then my mom said she was home during the day and all she heard was silence. She went around and found my niece. My niece had pulled out an entire skein to help me because she saw me pulling from the skein when I was crocheting. So she wanted to help me. So it was a very sweet idea, but I had to tell her not to help me anymore. That she'd helped me so much that I didn't need any.
I'm helping.
That
She
popped up
really
on
thought she was.
my Facebook memories the other day because I kept all the acrylic for the most part in like this giant a bench seat, and one year Eli was playing hide and seek and he dumped it all out and I realized it. I was like, dude, are you serious? I was like, so you're gonna help me do that because he was hiding in there. I was like, well, you're gonna help me put it all back. So when we put it all back, he's like, there's just so much yarn. You're like midlife. You're never gonna use it all. You're gonna die before you use it all.
Wow.
So I need to go take him and show him that bench because most of it's gone now because I gave it to Katrina.
That's when you say,
I
when you
didn't
say,
die.
So yeah, but maybe. But at least I'm not the one who dumped it on the floor and made a stupid hiding place.
So I made him reorganize it, color, sorted it all. I was like, oh, we got a whole homeschool lesson out of this, buddy.
Yep, sometimes they gotta learn. But it's fun when they, finally get it. Like my kids are very knitworthy, but it's fun that now they get the other reasons why I do it.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, I think he would be happy if I made him a Cowboys hat or something. Then he would know that would be very... Because I hate the Cowboys, so he would know that that'd be a stretch for me. He'd appreciate it. But he's my hot-natured kid who, never... he did not wear a pair of pants the entire last school year. He wore shorts.
That's my husband. And my son would wear shorts at his work now if he could get away with it. He did at AT&T because they would let them. Yeah. And he wore them every single day.
And he only wore a hoodie on the 30-degree days. Or because it was cold in the classroom because the menopausal teachers will turn the air conditioner on.
Yeah, he would wear pants when he rode his motorcycle to work because you don't wear shorts,
that would be smart. Yeah.
But then he would change into shorts at work.
That's dedication.
Yeah. Well, the one that's not knit worthy will be regretting it later on when they don't have all the knit things.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
And trust me, they will be enlisted to help me when I get the yarn inheritance one day, which hopefully will not be a very long time, but...
That's true.
My husband was like, what? And I was like, look, the goal is just that because the rest of the family does not get it. I'm the only one in the family that's going to get it. So she does not want the nephews and the nieces, just giving it to Goodwill. I'm like...
Yeah. And by the time that happens years and years and years from now, you'll probably have at least one of the kids out of the house. So then you'll have a place to store it.
I'm
so
hoping that's way, I'm retired, she's in the nursing home, I'll, bring it to her. long way off.
So
Which we will record another podcast at some point, I promise. But
I believe
Yeah.
you.
she's been traveling. She's traveling all over the place. Miss Retired, you know. So,
I like to
I
see
know.
all the antiques that she
I
did.
know. I love
she's
seeing her
on.
Instagram posts
so.
when she redecorates for the holiday and then redecorates a couple weeks later.
She sent me because they went to some kind of 127-mile yard sale thing or something. I guess that's the
Oh,
thing.
that giant one.
Ours
Yeah.
is coming up this weekend.
Yeah, so
It's called
they
the
went.
Yard
to-
Sale Trail, and it's the
They went to-
entire
Oh,
outer coast of the thumb.
yeah, this was like 6 states. They went over like 6 states, and
Mhm.
she sent me the picture. She was like, "Don't show Paul; it'll like freak out his minimalist."
But I love it because she gets such joy, and even the little things she finds, they make her
Yeah.
so happy.
yeah.
And I think good for her.
Yeah.
Hey, look, to finally be in a point in life where you're done working, you can fix your house how you want, you can knit how you want, you can
Mhm.
travel if you want. Goals.
Plus, Denise matches every project with a project bag, better than anybody I've ever seen, and she's goals.
Should play like a game one day, like not bingo, but like I don't know, maybe like bingo, like how many can you find? So like
Oh, like a scavenger hunt?
like a scavenger hunt.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Make a list of all the colors, and then if you find whoever finds them all first.
Aw, that's nice.
Aw,
My kids-
Aw.
My kids have bought me yarn gift cards before, but they know not to buy specific yarn because they let me pick.
Which, by the way, I got an alert that I think somebody bought something. They probably did it during the stream, so thank you.
Oh,
The babies, thank you.
oh, babies.
Aw, yay for the babies.
The babies. Have warm heads.
I don't know.
So yours is on the way,
Cool.
and Teresa,
No
I
rush.
hoarded ours.
What'd I do?
I hoarded ours.
I love it.
Just me and Teresa get that one. Sorry.
The red solo cup.
Yeah.
I don't know what that says about us, but
That and the other
we're
one.
Toby Keith fans. That's what it is.
Yeah,
There's
I am.
nothing wrong with that.
I am a Toby Keith fan. Shoot,
He-
look,
he was
I'm as fairly crunchy, and like I love the earth, and God gave us the earth, and we should
Sure.
totally take care of it. But I go to Sam's every month and buy a giant thing of red Solo cups and a giant thing of paper plates because
Mm-hmm.
I ain't got time for that. I'm sorry.
That's why I use
What?
liners in my air fryer.
You're saving money, and you're saving soap and hot water.
Right. I mean, when
Exactly.
you have teenagers, like when I was out of the red Solo cups last week, and I was like, Eli, bring me the dishes out of your room. All of a sudden, there's like 7 cups in the sink. I'm like, why can't you just
I know.
bring the same one out and use it?
That's what I do.
I know. That's why everybody has their own water bottle at home,
Yeah.
because then I don't have to keep washing glasses. But I
Mhm.
do use liners in my air fryer because then I don't have to clean it
Yes.
as much.
Well,
and,
yeah.
Yeah.
and I can get them off of that terrible Chinese site because Therese told me about it, and they're way cheaper.
Yeah.
And it's the
Which-
same exact ones Amazon sends.
That's not right.
I have it. The ones I have around, and my air fryer is like square. So
You
I
can
need
get
to-
the square ones.
I need to find square ones because, like, I'll put them
Yeah.
in, and it's like it doesn't fit on. Like the stuff's still falling off, but I still gotta wash it.
Just Google square ones, and then whatever size. Like they make them at 6 or 7 inches, and then 9
Yeah.
inches. I get the little bigger ones so that they go up the sides a little, which helps keep it
Yeah.
cleaner because I'm lazy.
Yeah. Me too. I mean, I've used parchment paper too. I don't know if you're supposed to use parchment paper in it, but
Yeah. You can use parchment and foil in it.
I didn't die, so.
I mean, it's like an oven.
Are we all from the South? I'm in Texas.
I'm in.
I was born in North Carolina, but I'm in Las Vegas. Therese is a Southern girl too.
I'm from Maryland, but I live in Michigan.
So
I'll let her pretend that's South. So.
South in her heart.
Yes, that she is. For sure.
She likes Southern food, so
She's my sister
Oh.
from another mister.
here you go, Amy. You have a package on the way.
Oh, yay! Thank you.
Yay, blankies. Blankies
Yes,
for babies.
And Len sent me a box, a big old box, and she sent me stuff before. I think, like maybe her little yarn group maybe does some stuff too. And I was like, oh, cool. She sent me a box of blankets. I'm like, cool. And then I checked my email. I'm like, oh, my chicken lady order got delivered. I didn't get my chicken lady. I'm like, oh, she probably stuck it in the box.
Hey, that's smart.
I was like, because I don't open them all right away necessarily because I've just got a lot of things going on. So I sat down yesterday. I was like, ooh, I really got to organize them here because I got like 3 or 4 boxes to open.
Now this is annoying.
And remember, people, pirate ship is your friend. It is so much cheaper.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So much cheaper.
I got a package of yarn the other day. My husband's caught on to what yarn packages look like, and he was like, "Oh, this must be for me." And he walked off with my yarn, and I didn't know what to do. I had to chase him, and
No,
he's
I've
tall, so he just like held it over my head.
I've been told that if you leave a note for Len, she will write on there, "Congratulations on your growth."
She'll
Oh,
also
dear
package it in a She'll also package it in a garbage bag if you really want her to.
She will, and if my advent is not in a garbage bag, I'm gonna be upset. So
I know I got yarn from her the other day and it wasn't in a garbage bag, and I was a little sad because I was expecting that.
My Life with Yarn doesn't understand the charity that you do. Amy, do you want to explain it?
wait, what? Say it again.
She's asking to know about the charity that you do.
Awesome. Yes. It is called Let Them Live, and they're a national, well, actually worldwide charity. And I am the volunteer who makes and collects handmade blankets, hats, booties, things for our moms that choose life. They help women who are considering abortion based on financial reasons, because 73% of abortions are because of financial reasons. And they will basically help the moms through the hurdle of the only reason I'm getting this abortion is because of money. And which some people are like, well, then you're buying the babies. No, we're helping women pass a hurdle. Like literally, people have said that.
They don't.
Like,
They don't keep them.
You're paying women. I know you're paying women to not have a baby. I'm like, no, we're helping women just like other social services entities, because it's not just that. It's they hook them up with other organizations, how to help them find things in their WIC and this and that, and help them with resources. And some moms just need a little bit of money, and some moms need a longer bit, and they have various programs of like adopt a mom. So like a church group could adopt like one particular mom, and they'll like support her the whole way through. And then other ones are just case by case situation. So I started being a volunteer there.
Little Southern.
There, sorry. And I'm a Heartbeat Club member, which means I just pay a monthly thing because I'm like, look, my brain is not going to pay attention. I can't. I'll be like, I'll donate to everyone. But I'm like, no, I need a set amount. I'm just going to donate that amount and be done with it. And I collect care packages and blankets and things like that so that our moms that want them get a care package, which not every mom does. But I think we looked at the spreadsheet today and like over 300 packages have been sent.
Oh,
And
yeah.
the organization's only like 5 or 6 years old. And I've only been doing this officially since February of 23.
That's delightful.
So, but on the side, on Instagram, I have a Instagram account, Pro Life Knitter, where I decided to take it upon myself to get to buy wholesale stitch stoppers, which are the little silicone things going into your needles to keep your stitches from falling off. And then I sell them, and then all the proceeds I donate to Let Them Live. So you get to buy knitting supplies and save the babies at the same time.
I can hoard and feel good about myself. I love it.
Good about it. So I don't have a website
Exactly.
or anything because at first I was just doing it through Instagram or like post it, you comment, you get it, but that got a lot from my brain. So I created a jot form, which so I pay like for the monthly thing to be able to list as many as I want, and I pay for that and I just cover that, and then every sale I just take out what it costs and shipping obviously, and everything else gets donated to Let Them Live. So like PayPal fees, that's not that much, but I think Etsy would be a little too. I haven't been on Etsy as a seller in so long, and the things I hear are horrid. So I'm thinking that's not the best way to go. So I'm just doing this way through jot form, And when people get tired of it, I'll stop.
Never.
Nope.
But it's really fun to buy them all because I'm like, look how cool.
I know. I keep wanting to send some to you, and I'm like, no, I can't because she just ordered. I have to wait until she's doing another
Yeah,
order.
I buy
and
like a lot of them at one time because that's the best bang for your buck. And, it's, admittedly a decent markup on them that, gets donated to let them live.
yeah, but
so-
you're not marking them up any more than anyone else. Who's
No, I'm
selling
just
them.
charging what everybody else charges for them, which good on them. That's fine. You're the one fronting the cost of purchasing them all and organizing them all and taking the pictures and everything. And some of them take a long time, or you have to get a minimum amount or something like. It's not just like you just go buy 5. So there's some really really cool ones, and there's some I would like to get, but they're a little naughty, so I won't get them.
I have, somebody sent me some.
I try to keep it somewhat.
One's Steelers, which is cool, and the other one is not for polite company.
There was one that I really wanted to get, and I was like, I'm not gonna get it, but I was like, it was don't be and it had a picture of a rooster and then a lollipop.
Oh.
I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that.
Emotional support rooster.
No, it said don't be a rooster, and it had a picture of a sucker on it. Trying to
Yeah,
keep
that might not go over so well.
How to keep it clean for the babies.
Keep it clean for babies.
Yeah.
Babies.
I plan to keep on doing it as long as I can afford to do it,
And they're very appreciative.
yes,
They're good
they are.
people who run it.
And if I try to collect everybody that sends me stuff, I try to collect their addresses so that let them live. They want to know who it is so they can send you thank you cards and stuff. They're a really great organization. They're very transparent and they're very upfront with how things work. And not every woman that comes to them for help chooses life. So then they, some of them still choose abortion, and they offer post-abortive resources and different things too to connect to other organizations.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could see ads for them on my YouTube and on my baseball games instead of.
I know.
I've been.
Yeah, I know.
I would like those ads over the ones I have.
I see some, and I don't know why I see it, because usually when you see the ads, like our church, I don't ever see our church ads because I'm a member, so it's supposed to filter out. But I do see some Facebook ads for Let Them Live. I think that's actually
That's
how
good.
I found them. But it's usually like a particular campaign, like they're sponsoring, campaign.
I have seen them on PayPal where there's the organization. Like I have this organization where I can donate money to
Yeah.
on PayPal.
Yeah, I mean, they're a 501(c) and all that official stuff. So, but I mean, for a small little nonprofit and very young couple that started it, it's pretty cool because like a lot of the teams are younger than me. A lot of times we have a private server chat, and I'm like, the youth. It's killing me. They're like,
The Utes.
I remember when blah blah blah, and I'm like, yeah, I had a kid then, so I don't know. So it's really nice to see all the young people doing this, 'cause some of them are like in their 20s, it's pretty cool.
Well, that just shows that there's hope for future generations.
Yes, thank goodness.
And that's all we can wish for in the world, that there's hope for future generations.
Yep.
So
And that's actually one of their things. They've actually got a t-shirt, growing the generations, grow the family tree.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll do different campaigns and stuff, because it's like, if you think about it, because now some of our babies are 5 and going to kindergarten. And it's like, I cannot wait
awesome.
until like the first one graduates high school. Like, I cannot wait.
that's awesome.
My kid's gonna have a bunch of strangers just celebrating and be like, "Who are these people?" It's okay. They're just
Mom,
happy
I
you're
sent
here.
Thank you notes to these people. And I don't know who they are. Keep sending me graduation cards.
It's okay. They're just happy you're around.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Considering there's so much crazy in the world. And
But if you have any other questions about that, you can definitely hit me up on Instagram or ask one of the hooligans here; they'll help you find me.
She said it was very similar to their local Save a Life.
Yeah.
But she's also following you on Instagram. So now you're friends.
Yeah, if anybody has like local churches or other resources, that's part of the programs they're trying to expand is the Adopt a Mom one, because
Mhm.
that one takes like $4,000 to $5,000 per mom, because you're committing the whole pregnancy and not just, you know, some rent money. You know, it's you're committing a lot for the whole pregnancy.
Mhm.
And their particular, you know, there's a lot of criteria, and less people just think they're just giving out money. There's a lot of steps that I have nothing to do with because I'm not part of that part of the counseling team. I'm like, I don't know how y'all do it. I could not do it. But there's a lot of steps and checks and balances to make sure things go where they're supposed to go.
Mhm.
But they'll usually team up with like the churches for the adopted mom. So like the whole congregation will, you know, donate to adopt the mom.
Well,
So they're always looking for connections for resource centers and pregnancy centers too. So.
yeah.
And anybody can volunteer. You could do all kinds of stuff.
Mhm. Options.
If you have pretty handwriting, the gratitude program is always looking for volunteers. So
I do not. My handwriting's
I do
terrible.
not.
handwriting.
Up, we have Ann Pinkava. Yay.
Isn't it?
Hello,
Yeah.
hello. Sorry I'm
Hello.
late, everybody.
You're fashionably late. Look at you. You're gorgeous.
No, I
Speaking-
was sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was.
Oh, wait.
It was just one of those days. Never like start the day with greasy hair, and there's not time enough to fix it. Like that was my day all day today. So that perpetual
Oh.
state of, ugh.
My hair.
Yeah.
I'm bright. I am Daisy Fresh. I'm on the internet. That is more information than y'all needed to know.
No, it's relatable. We're all like, I've been there, sis. I've been there.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of people who come on our podcast, I'm sorely
Oh,
missing
cool.
our friend Tabitha
Oh,
because there's a new show coming on Hulu, and I just know that it'd be one for her to
She
watch.
does have a new episode of her Cabot Cove Knits
She
out.
did. She did. This one's right up her alley. The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, about the Mormon wife
What's that
swinger
coming on?
scandal.
ooh.
Hulu,
Ooh.
about the Mormon wife swingers. Evidently, the church is unhappy about this. Can't imagine why.
What? When is that coming on?
August sometime.
Oh.
Ooh.
But I know that would be her
Oh yeah.
commentary
Yeah.
for sure.
It's very exciting.
I would definitely be watching that.
Mhm.
Yeah, that one that was in the news for being a swinger who ended up getting divorced. I guess she's on it, and I don't know.
But
I have.
how
Oh, go
can
on.
you, how wait, isn't that the religion that they have multiple wives?
Not anymore. They don't do it
That
anymore.
that was how it used to be. They don't
Yeah.
practice. But I have a funny story.
How
Air
they
quotes.
frown upon that, you know.
They wanted Utah to be a state, and the only way they could be a state is if they got rid of that.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's like the FDLS is the ones that
Didn't.
says more-
Yeah, there's a bunch of ones that didn't.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Sorry, Kara.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, I knew a guy who is, I don't know. I don't establish contact with this person. They're not really my vibe. But the autistic kid that he used to make fun of all the time decided it was his life mission to uncover all this man's secrets. And then he decided to send me all the police reports involving his secrets. So now I know
Ooh.
secrets. Yeah. But so this very upstanding Mormon man who was trying to set the fine example slept with his neighbor while he was married. And then when she didn't want to do it anymore, he tried to blackmail her by calling her family and saying, make her have sex with me. Yeah.
Not quite how it works, but
Yeah.
Subtlety is not.
well,
Yeah.
I just can't imagine this going over without controversy because
Yeah. No, it was quite the spectacle. I'm really kind of giving you cliff notes on these police reports because obviously there was a restraining order and all this other stuff. But it gets better. It gets better because on top of this situation occurring, he became a bishop at his Mormon church, and then he got arrested because they found out that he was having sex with multiple women of his congregation.
Oh my.
Yeah. I don't know what happened
Good
after
one.
that.
depending on where you
Arrest
live,
Any Mormon
nothing.
viewers we may have. Just wanna clarify.
Yeah,
There are lots of love.
No.
Now,
people who are
while
Mormons.
very morally, wrong, why was he specifically arrested? Because adultery isn't a crime anymore? I mean, it's not cool.
It was the abuse of his power to coerce them into
Okay.
it, and enough of them got together where the police were like, "Yeah, I think we're just gonna go over there."
Fair.
Well,
Interesting.
unfortunately, it happens in every religion. There's always
Yes.
bad people.
Yes.
Always a narcissist. Thanks, guys. You ruined it for everyone.
I'm sure everyone's going out to knit that new sweater pattern that came out.
What's the new pattern?
Oh,
The one with our least favorite vice president running for
The
president.
cackling face
no, I'm good.
specifically, you want that on your torso.
Andy Warhol would
do?
be so disappointed.
What if
That
I
was
want a
saying.
rainbow? You know, I like sparkles. I don't know if I
Now,
like.
it would be kind of funny if you did it and then did, you know, that meme where you vomit out the rainbow? Like that'd be funny. If you like.
Or
altered-
salad. You could do it where she's vomiting up salad.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm almost tempted. Almost.
Like if you were really good at color work, you could take all the random words she said and things and like make them become.
There's no way I'm good at color work. I don't even know the
Anne
difference
is.
between a triple and a single stitch right now. Okay.
Anne could do it.
Anne could do it. Anne
You
wouldn't do
see,
it, but she could do
Color
it.
work has to like come from the heart, man. And
I know.
there's
Her
nothing.
heart's saying no, Kamala.
No.
I
Anne
mean,
is
it
not
would. She
heavy.
would. Okay,
Spicy
not
like
that she hasn't personally screwed me over. I think in like a general way, it would have to become personal for me to be that petty. Like it would be like a grudge match thing. I'm not.
You're like me. You're like me. You're like a revenge, like reaction person. Like somebody made you angry. It's like I'm gonna fucking own you.
Yeah, we
Like,
mi-
oh,
we
you
miss
have?
Tabitha
Yeah.
too.
We do too, Danielle.
We do, and
She-
hopefully
and she's
she'll be
fine.
back unblocked someday.
She's fine. She's just doing her thing right now. So.
She'll be
Yeah.
back. Don't worry.
I hope so. She's got kids, so that's a lot. And teenagers, that's even more to deal with.
Also, I really like your new setup, Therese.
Oh, thanks.
It needs a Steelers flag.
It
I
does.
know, or an Orioles
Well,
flag.
it's
or
yeah,
both
it's
each.
not football season quite yet.
Do
I
we
know.
still have to wait for football season to have a Steelers flag out?
I'm still in baseball season.
Oh, that reminds me. Morgan had asked last week, "Are we doing the fantasy football?" I'm not, but you guys can. I'll cheer you on if you want.
Why
I
aren't
did-
you doing it?
We didn't do it last.
'Cause-
We never did fantasy football, but I did
Because
one.
I
last-
picked every wrong team last time we did team picking. That's
You were
why.
like dead last, I think.
To be fair, all I did is look at their stats and just randomly pick. So it's not like I put a lot of effort into it. But
we didn't do fantasy football. We did just straight picks. So you just picked win or loser.
Yeah.
So I think
I know.
Therese, didn't you win?
Therese won. Therese and Yo-Yo were the best, I think.
Yeah.
Girls. Girls
Yes.
know football.
Girls do
Well-
know football.
To be fair, the only guy was a Brit. So
It was all girls in Pirate.
And he just wanted the Chiefs to win every week. So, you know.
hey,
I
can we
don't
all
really-
pick?
I'm
Can we
still
all pick
learning
against
sport
the
ball.
Chiefs? And just randomly pick against the Chiefs every week, just to annoy him.
No,
I don't even call them the
think-
Chiefs anymore. I call them the Swifts.
No, I
Oh, they
I
have a new
definitely
name,
had
don't they?
I think
Yeah,
I
they're the
was
Swifts.
third. I don't remember.
I
remember
think so.
one year I played it like with all our guy friends, a bunch of our friends, and like I came in first. I like wiped the floor with them, and they're like all into like the Vegas says this and this and then in that game we played, you had to cover the
The spread.
Thank you. I'm like, what's the word? You had to cover the spread too. So I
Oh,
won.
jeez.
Like we played just straight picks. We didn't have to cover the spread when we all played it. But I won like covering the spread and everything. And there was just some weeks that I was like, I just like that team's color more than the other one, so I'm just gonna pick that one.
That's something I would do.
And the guys were like, this one's hurt, and this one has an ankle injury, and this one is suspended. And I'm like, I like blue better than red, so I'm just gonna.
That's a scientific method.
And my only strategy was never pick the Cowboys.
Of course. We, if you had ever picked the Cowboys when we were picking, we would have all been shocked because,
I did have to pick them a couple of times. There was a
Yeah,
couple-
but not by choice. We all
No,
knew it was
no,
against
it's
your
like-
will. So
it was literally like, there's no way they'll lose that game. Like I hope to.
That's like me with the Ravens. No.
But the
I won't.
Cowboys play the Saints the second week, so that'll be an ugly week in my house. So
Ooh.
It'll be hilarious though if the Saints win.
yeah, but then I'll have a grumpy husband, so it's like I'm kind of screwed either way.
You're just not winning.
It got really sketchy last year when they were in the playoffs, and I was like, please, for the love of cheese, do not let the Cowboys be in the Super
I
Bowl.
know. I remember when they lost the last game and your husband.
Yes.
Because we didn't know, like, we take a trip out of town for our anniversary over Mardi Gras, which changes every year. And this year, Mardi Gras was the same weekend as the Super Bowl and Valentine's, I think. But so I'm like, I'm going to be trapped in a condo with this man, with either him being so obnoxious that they win or so miserable that they lose that one of us is going to jump off the balcony. So I was like, please, 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 God, I know you don't really have a hand in this, but could you maybe save my marriage and not let the Cowboys win the Super Bowl?
Could be saving a life.
I mean, it would be like 3 hours from home, trapped in a condo. I'm like, oh no, I can't. Because at least at home, I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna leave and go watch the game in a friend's house. I'll be back later. Yeah.
I read some interview about one of the cheerleaders who didn't make the team in the latest documentary or whatever. And she's saying, how terribly they're treated and all. And it's like, well, here's the thing. They get hundreds of girls a year who try out. So as long as there's a supply, they're not going to change anything they do.
Yeah.
They're not going to pay them more. They're not, because it's not really a full-time job.
Right.
She's complaining that the players make so much money and the cheerleaders don't. And I'm like, nobody really pays tickets for the game.
Yeah.
If the cheerleaders weren't there, they would still buy tickets to the game.
Still buy tickets.
It's amazing how the Steelers don't have cheerleaders and they're packed every week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not to
And I was
mention
just-
the football players take on an immense amount of liability
Yeah.
with their
But I was just,
body,
And
I was just
also,
thinking,
nobody's buying specific jerseys for cheerleaders. They're not
Right.
like, "Yay, go
No.
you, Stacy." We, no.
Yay, Stacy.
I really think Jennifer's my favorite here. Like, do you know the cheerleaders' names? No.
That's a really good point, though.
Yeah.
well, and-
Nobody's got fantasy cheerleading, right?
Right.
Ooh.
I mean,
And I
I'm
was
sure
like-
if you are if like say you have children who are cheerleaders, I'm sure you pay more attention to the cheerleaders than say, the average person. And yes, the guys are going to look when they come on, but that's not really why, you're watching the football game. That's just to kill time between downs.
yeah. And talking about, how they're so abused and it's so hard work and all this. And I'm just like, but as long as there's hundreds of girls who try out every year, they're not going to change,
Right.
because their supply is greater than the demand every year. So, maybe you didn't make it this year, but someone else did, and
Right.
someone else will make it the next year.
Right.
Because there's always a pretty girl who wants to be a cheerleader. So, as
And
long as that's the
sometimes-
case,
Sometimes pretty guys.
there is that too.
We have male cheerleaders on our team, so
Someone's got to do the lips.
I'm not talking about the guy that does a lift. So I'm talking about he's a male cheerleader.
Yeah. It's
'Cause
interesting.
Ours are called the Saint Stations. So he's a Saint Station.
When I saw Fifth Element, like all those years ago, and Rudy Road came out, I didn't know that was our future. I really had no idea. But like every now and then, like I see like a popular figure come out and talk. I'm like I'm getting like I'm wondering like when the shootout's gonna start or something because
Yeah. Movies showed a lot of things that we never thought was going to come into play.
South Park. South Park is crazy. I need South Park to calm down and stop predicting my future. That's what I need.
That and The Simpsons.
Or if they could start predicting a nice future. That would be
Yeah, I would
great.
love a nicer future.
Yeah. Where we're not at war and we have peace and competent leaders. That'd be great. Could we,
I think what's really bad is where they'll take like the scenes that they make in South Park and put them like above like real life events that are going on, and it's like so uncannily like similar. It's just like
it's all one big Truman Show.
yeah.
Has anybody been watching the Olympics?
No.
Uh,
And
I haven't really, not
Sorry.
a lot.
I'm proud of the medals that we got. I refuse
mean,
to
I
watch
like
it now.
I like Turkey Dude. That's about it. That's all I got.
Apparently, oh, by the way, my latest YouTube video taken down. But now I don't need to do a retraction about Turkey Dude because apparently that was all a lie. There is no Sharon.
Oh yeah, I saw that. He was like, "That was a joke about Sharon," and I have the dog. And the dog didn't cheat on me with the butcher or something.
with the butcher.
I was like, "This." I'm like, you know what? What do we need to do to get this man to be an American citizen? Can we make him be president?
Don't worry. I'm sure he has an American passport lying around.
I mean, I was like, this is the most Gen X thing Gen X has ever done.
Mm-hmm.
He literally looks like they're like, hey, we need somebody to come shoot. And then I didn't know that they were doubles. I did find that out. It was actually him and another partner. It was a girl. And nobody's talking about her. It was actually a doubles, which I didn't know was a thing.
Well, she probably didn't come up with the
Shooting.
same attitude. Just
But she stood exactly the
walk away.
same way. I saw the picture. She stood exactly the same way. She had on a little bit more like eye protection or whatever, but she still wasn't all like geeked out like the other countries were. So I was like,
Yeah, that was pretty interesting to
Yeah.
see how they were all like getting ready.
Yeah.
And I was having a moment with my husband because I think we all have channels.
yeah.
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 Anne is politically incorrect knitters with PK. Deplorable
Amy's two sisters and some yarn with her sister Denise.
Yep.
And Caro, talk about your channel because
my
yours is not a knitting one.
My channel is dead. Thank you for asking. I'm really happy to share that with you. I am a self-published writer who also works for a comic book company. So usually if my face starts showing up somewhere, it's because I'm guesting on somebody else's stream or I'm doing some kind of interview. So, but that's few and far between. I am not like a high demand figure. Usually people talk to me to talk to my boss.
Which is the Ripaverse, right? Which Anne
Yes.
wants to talk about all the time. So
Yes, it is the rip of us.
Yes.
Which is
I just
awesome.
got Gooding the other day.
Did you get it? Did you like it?
I did, and I did like it.
That's right. You sent me a picture, and I was like all excited, and then I got sucked into doing work things. That's what happens to me.
Lame.
I know.
Always
It's adulting
answer whatever inane thing I say immediately. And
You know, I
believe
actually-
it's the
okay.
name.
I'm gonna tell you, to be like real honest with you, like of all the people that send me messages, like I see your name pop up and like, what's Anne saying? Everyone else, I'm like, oh, I'll get you in a minute.
Because Anne is a delight, and
Yes,
everyone should
she
be
is
so
a
lucky as to get messages from her.
Yes,
It's a delight.
Oh,
it is a blessing.
I'm not gonna go into my past week, but let me tell you, I was less than a delight. It was a week.
Aw.
It's because we had too much fun in Iowa.
I
That's
still
why.
feel like you're less than a delight is probably still not me on a good day. I feel like the level of angst is still measured.
Mhm.
You know,
I'm just not gonna comment.
assuredly less.
Just
I'm
gonna
quite-
leave. Just gonna leave these future statements for when I'm not being recorded.
I was
Thank you for your kind words.
I'm confident there's less cursing.
Yes, but that doesn't mean there's less malice.
ooh, malice is such a good word.
That's why she's a delight, because I wouldn't say malice.
I had one job place. So it's like every time you go into like a job place, you kind of have to feel out for like the work culture and how you fit into it, right? And then what you have to do to get the job done. And so I say this with great sincerity, but I got hired into a company of man babies. And it was something spectacular with my military background to see this demographic actually not an internet meme. I was really confuzzled.
I am familiar.
Yes. And so I ended up having to be the dragon lady that people talk about, to the point where the art director of the company would make memes of me as a dragon lady breathing fire on the
That's awesome.
No, it's like, I'm sorry, but like this shit has to get done. Bye. Thank you for
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for coming.
She must have. Does she have a podcast too?
She has a podcast. Is it My Life with Yarn?
That sounds awesome. See, I need to go.
Everyone stalk her now. We must know
I
who she is.
can't. I'm on the thing.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Oh, wait, I have my iPad right here.
We must know our new friend.
I could have answered your question. I didn't even realize before we got on, Liz. I'm glad you didn't go sideways.
And what's the next knitting channel after Olympics? Elle wants to know.
Ooh. Hey, first off, I just successfully stalked her. Secondly,
That's where I'm going.
there you go. See? Skills. High five. The next yarn challenge has not officially been announced, but maybe have something to do with an organization that Amy works with, you know.
The wheels are
Ooh.
turning and in progress.
Yes.
Can I predict that there will be a spreadsheet?
And not done by
Maybe.
me.
You admitted that it made it easier though on Shark Week.
I still
I
need to
Except for when I bailed on her and didn't catch up with them. I had to wrap it up. I'm like, what to do? I made the spreadsheet and walked away.
I
Like,
can
wait.
help. I will help. With the spreadsheet.
yeah, I need anyways. So if anyone's waiting for their stickers, they have not yet come to me. And I need to address envelopes and stuff for Shark Week. So you will still stickers are coming.
I'm excited. I have my iPad case to put them on.
I think I'm
I
gonna
got to figure out where I'm going to put.
see. I didn't. Mine are from last year, still in an envelope. So I need to.
Mine are too. I don't know what
Mine
to
are-
put them on. Yeah.
Mine are on my old iPad case.
So I
and
think
then
I'm gonna.
I got a
put-
new one so I can put
a
the new
frame.
stickers on.
I'm gonna get a frame.
I will
Hey,
more than
Cheryl.
likely. I would more than likely get back into analog bullet journaling, and then that's when I'm going to need the stickers the most. And I'm going to spend like a week getting the book all set up. I'll use it for 2 days, and then throw it to the side. Okay, I know what I'm like.
I
I'm
bought
looking-
a planner and did
My
that.
ADD condones this message. Yeah, I don't want to put them on a water bottle or because my husband dropped my laptop the other day and broke the corner of it. Not the
Ooh.
not the laptop, but the case part. And I'm like, but that's where all my stickers are. So now it's got a cracked corner, and it's not right because I can't have it cracked. That's gonna bother me. And then this is my iPad one, and I'm like, but I can't fit them all on there. And then what if I want to change the cover? So then I can't take the stickers off.
Well, that's why I got a new one because I put last year's on the cover I had, and then I got a new one so I can put this year's cover on.
So I think I'm gonna frame them. So.
I'm thinking that too.
Anybody have any?
Can you would they stick on the cork board behind Kara, which I don't really know if that's cork board. I just assumed it was.
It
Oh.
is.
I wonder if we put them on cork board, would they
That's
be
what I
probably.
do. Yeah.
gross?
No,
Probably.
That'd be fine.
No, come
'Cause
on.
I
I
thought
mean,
about putting a cork board thing that I could stick to do the
use pens because you're in a humid area, and so that
Yes.
if you actually put adhesive on it, it will fall off. I speak
Yeah.
from experience.
Good to know.
I'm
So
helping.
anybody have any fun Olympic stories of things they've seen?
No, usually my husband will send me things, and it makes me angry, and I go run 6 miles.
Fair enough.
I did
did
see
see
the
you
French
finish
pole
this.
vaulter who
Oh
lost
yeah.
because of his package that knocked the pole off.
And the thing is that this isn't even the first time this has happened.
No,
Okay?
It's not.
Dude needs
Y'all-
a better system. I'm just saying. Keep
I
things
kinda would think
contained.
that things you could wear to prevent that.
Yeah.
I don't have that, so I don't know. But I mean,
Oh, I have a slightly Olympic related thing because I have to buy new running shoes. And my husband and I were looking at the running shoes that were forbidden to be used in the Olympics. And I was like, well, if they're so good, the Olympics is saying, no, maybe we should look at it. But, they're $250. And I was like, maybe not.
no.
Mm-mm.
I did see what's his face finished his Paris sweater.
Yeah.
Tim Daly, Tom Daly. What's
Yeah,
his name?
Tom
Tom.
Daly. Yeah, yeah. I did see an article where they were complaining about the women's volleyball team wearing bikinis because how misogynistic that is. You know,
They
because the
always
men
wear
don't wear. Well, someone pointed out it's beach volleyball. You tend to
Right.
wear beach clothes on a beach, and
Yeah.
some of the women players say it helps keep the sand from getting places because they're so
Right.
tight from
Right.
getting places where they might get in with shorts. And then someone pointed out you're complaining about that, but you're not complaining about the men divers who wear speedos
Right.
and the men
Right.
swimmers.
They're
So,
Yeah.
you know, that's perfectly fine when you're doing an article about hunks of the Olympics.
Right.
But then
Right.
if you show women in bikinis, that's bad.
Yeah.
And even some of the players said that they know that they get more attention. People watching the game will start watching because they're in bikinis. You know, they're not dumb.
Yeah.
That's just like game journalists, because they'll sit there and celebrate like a female character that looks like her face got smashed in by like a shovel and be like, it's the best thing ever. And then they'll also celebrate like, topless men, like, with glistening, pectorals and being like, this is amazing. So I'm just going to vote with my money. So.
Yeah. Well, that's what a bunch of people in the comments were saying, like, of course, men were like, well, isn't that the reason you watch women's volleyball? Because it's beach volleyball and they
Right.
wear beach clothing. Like,
Right.
he's like, when you watch volleyball inside, they don't wear bikinis because they're not in
They're
sand.
not on the beach, right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
I was watching a little bit of the women's volleyball, and there was one, it was the American team, but it was against like Chechnya or something. And those girls were like wearing longer leggings. One of them, I think she was training for the police academy because she had the long leggings on, and then she had like an undershirt, and then she had her it looked like a sports bra over top of that. And she
I
also
saw them, yeah.
and a hat. And I'm like, what, you gonna like roundhouse kick someone in the face? I thought you were on the beach here. What's going on? She looked good, but also it seemed a little strange for playing beach volleyball.
Whatever she feels powerful, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
She owns that room.
Well, and they don't have to wear the bikinis, right? I thought
Well, no, they've made it that because they have athletes from other religious viewpoints who wear covered up, so they don't have to, but most of them choose to because
it's aerodynamic, yeah.
And because you know what, they look damn good and they're proud to show it off. I mean,
you don't have to wear short ones.
I mean, they're also proud of their the bodies that they've worked. They're athletes who are in good shape. They they don't have any problem showing it off because women go to the beach, tend to wear bathing suits and show off.
Right.
And but this whole article was like, but the men don't wear Speedos. Well, because generally men don't wear Speedos to the beach unless you're in Europe.
If they don't, and the only reason they do it in swimming is because it's aerodynamic, it makes them go faster.
Exactly.
So
but
you need to be able to move in volleyball. You don't necessarily need to go fast.
Well, it's like, the Olympic gymnasts, they got rid of wearing tights or some kind of tights or something. But the reason why the judges had them wear them, they wanted to wear like long with legs.
Uh-huh.
And the judges didn't want that because part of how they judge is how they can see the positions of their legs. And when they're in pants or the tights, they can't see how straight they are and stuff because they'll have patterns and stuff on them. So that's why they prefer them not to. So at least it was an actual judging reason and not just,
We want to see their legs.
Want to make sure their legs are straight and all that kind of stuff. So
I
don't know. I think gymnastics is abuse on children, and because most of those female gymnasts are messed up for the rest of their lives after they quit competing. But, you don't ever hear about that much.
There's a lot about the Olympics they don't really talk about. Like, part of the reason they take so many sponsorships, like when they can get them, is to stockpile for when they're not Olympians. And most of them go into being coaches afterwards as well.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But a lot of them, it's, they have medical problems for the rest of their lives because they start beating their bodies up before they hit puberty.
Yeah.
And it screws them up.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the men tend to start later. And I saw a thing, it's the same in ballet, where ballerinas generally start when they're little and then they go on point. And then where men ballerinas, a lot of times they don't even start till they're in high school.
Right.
Because they have so much more natural athleticism and jumping ability that they don't have to work as hard to be able to do those jumps. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, I think that I think that depends because one of my guy friends, he went to a special school of the arts, and his PE was all of them doing ballet stuff. And I think he said he was doing that from. He started that when he was 9, and he ended up leaving the school at 11. But he did talk about how he had to leave ballet because of the way that they hyperextend their legs, like gave him like severe like calf cramps to the point where he would wake up crying in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
So,
Well, they said one of the competitions, one of their major competitions, I guess the guy who won it had only been dancing for like 3 years. It's like that's,
those
you know,
ex-wives.
most of those ballerinas are starting at like 3 or 4 years old.
Yeah. There's a
And-
lot of athletes that start really young too. Because when I worked at the gym and I worked at for the student athletes, which don't worry, I had nothing to do with the training. I just worked the desk. I mean, we had kids that came in there from the time they were itty bitty, and these kids are, they're the ones that their parents are trying to get them to go pro, for NFL and basketball and stuff like that. So.
Or, starting your kid on violin at 3.
Well,
Well,
that I don't
people-
mind, and I don't mind that so much because the languages and the arts actually are easier to learn the littler you are. So,
Yeah.
but are you practicing it 8 hours a day where your fingers are like raw and falling off?
But are you doing it because you want to or because your parents want to? Because, I mean, does
Right.
a 3-year-old really want to sit down and
What
practice
kid ever
violin all the time?
wants to, though?
Yeah.
There are some, though. There are some that just naturally
Yes.
take to things.
But
But
those early years are good to learn your languages and your music because that's when your brain is the most pliable. It's the
Mhm.
most easier.
Yeah.
Why we wait until high school to learn a language, I don't know. Because that's the stupidest idea.
well,
I think they're starting younger now, aren't they? Like they're.
No, unless it's an immersion school.
Oh, okay,
We-
that's what I'm thinking about.
we were in a pilot program and learned French in middle school.
Yeah, there's
but
some.
it was not done very well, and we didn't learn enough. So that when we went to high school, we had only learned about half of what the French class in high school had learned. So we couldn't go on to French 2 because we basically had to take it over again.
Yeah, here we do have some immersion schools, particularly French, because so many people do speak French down here.
In Louisiana? No.
Yeah. Real French too, not just Cajun French.
Okay. Sorry,
Speaking
I just thought it
of-
was funny.
Speaking of Amy, I don't know if you had any interest in seeing the new Deadpool movie, or if you did, because that is some
I've-
bad Louisiana accent
Louisiana.
that happened there.
Yes, that's what my son said too.
I have to make a confession that I've never watched any Deadpool.
And
That's okay.
That's okay. You wouldn't. You don't have to watch them all to see this one. It's fine.
And that's my daughter's favorite Marvel character too.
And
So
I
she
think
was-
I would love them. I've just never sat down and watched them.
Well,
I
let me
love
tell
it.
you, I giggled like a very small boy,
I
and so did the
thoroughly,
rest of the theater.
I
mean,
thoroughly
love
enjoyed that
Ryan Reynolds,
movie.
So,
I've
Yeah.
enjoyed all of them. I haven't seen the new one, but I know I'll enjoy that one because
but
Yeah.
if there's bad Louisiana accent, I'm down for it.
Some very bad Louisiana accent.
You know what? It doesn't matter. He's handsome. It's okay. Okay. In my take, he's handsome.
Fair enough, but yeah.
but
Wait, who does the bad accent?
Tatum.
Channing Tatum.
Oh, yeah, no, he ain't remotely from here. Yeah.
I saw another one of your mayors got arrested, Amy, in Louisiana for doing bad things.
Oh, let's
fine.
not bicker and argue.
Which one?
This one, I forget her name, but she was accused of having inappropriate activity with a minor.
Where?
She quit. I don't remember what parish
This
it
had to
is.
be North Louisiana. That's South Arkansas.
Yeah,
She quit.
You gotta
She
have all your
quit.
facts before you bring this up.
She quit right before she was charged.
That has
She's
to
still
be
gonna
North-
get charged. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, the crime still occurred. Ooh, I quit. Can't catch me.
And I saw your mayor lost her lawsuit against the person who took picture of her.
I did see that. Yeah.
Okay,
Wait.
Misty Roberts, mayor of DeRidder.
Oh. That's on the other side. We don't count that.
She abruptly quit, and then a couple days later, she was arrested.
Uh,
So
These people making silly choices.
That's like North. That's South Arkansas. We don't count that.
Well, they should just send her out to the Gators and let them deal with it.
But yes, I did see
The gator
Latoya.
decides who lives and who dies.
That's all right.
Thunderdome, but with gators.
Gator.
You know,
Well,
death
that's
in the arena, and he'll come for the first one who screams.
that's every body of water in Louisiana and Florida, I thought.
See, that would make sense to start language that young, though,
Yeah.
because see here unless it's an immersion school, you can take like a couple of like my oldest one took Spanish 7th and 8th grade year, so that counted for Spanish 1. So in high school, he only had to take Spanish 2, which now he works in construction, and he's like, I'm like, dude, pull up some of the Spanish that you learned. I'm like, because he'll tell me about the other crews on the job, and they don't necessarily have to be American. And he's like, I don't know how to talk to him. And I'm like, you don't remember any of the words that you learned?
Say,
So it's like,
hola.
son, are we going to have to do mandatory Telemundo evenings?
like-
Come on.
Move.
All the telenovelas.
You know, just you only need to learn like 5 words.
This
Move.
police body cam I saw the other day, this woman was arrested, and it was like a telenovela because she pretended she didn't speak English, thinking, you know, she's going to get away. And they got a deputy who spoke Spanish, and she was the drama and the acting, and then she fake fainted. And when she went down, you could hear the deputy say, "Oh no!"
There she goes.
And she kept getting on her knees and pretending she was
We
praying.
don't-
It was
we
hilarious.
don't faint bracing ourselves.
He was like just done with her because, you know, she just thought she was going to get out of it. And she was pulled over because the registration didn't match the car. And then it turned out she had a bag full of drugs in the trunk.
Of course.
So it's like you can see now why she didn't want to get arrested. But
I'll never forget the cop episode where, you know, this lady got pulled over and, you know, the police officer had her sit on the curb while talking to her. And he was like, ma'am, the reason I pulled you over is because there was, you know, a call about this vehicle and it had been stolen. And she's like, I did not steal this vehicle. This vehicle is mine and I was driving. And he's like, well, I understand that you were driving. And you're saying that this vehicle is yours. And she was like, yeah, it's my vehicle. And he's like, everything in this vehicle is yours? And she was like, yeah. And he's like, is this bag yours? And she was like, yeah, that bag is mine. And so is the vehicle. And so he opens the bag and pulls out a crack pipe. And he's like, is this yours? And she's like, no, that's not mine.
yeah, that's how it usually goes.
Yeah.
I just remember, people, teachers, parents, and cops don't generally ask questions they don't already know the answers to.
Pretty much.
It's just some rope to make it a little bit easier.
Just saying.
That and Walmart and Target have cameras. Don't steal there.
Yeah.
They will catch you, and it's embarrassing.
But they don't care because most places won't stop them if it's under a certain amount.
Did you hear about the crazy stuff that's going in New York right now?
No.
What?
So I guess they've got like some, I don't know if it's a law or a standard. I don't know the correct terminology for that, but they basically said that unless you steal like $100, nobody's going to come after you, right? And
It's
So
probably
all
more
these-
than that. Like,
maybe it's 1,000.
this
Maybe it's
California,
1,000.
like,
Well, thousands
better.
usually felony level, depending on the state.
Yeah, so maybe it's 1,000.
Probably
you know.
more. Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's an amount. And so because nobody would like chase after these people that were shoplifting or holding them up or anything like that because it was under the amount, they basically like went and put everything behind like glass doors.
Oh,
You can't get
yeah.
in there and stuff like that, right? So now that they can't go into the stores to steal stuff, what they do is they go to the patio areas outside of restaurants and basically pull out a gun and say, "Give me everything." And because it's under $1,000, nobody's chasing them.
Oh, jeez.
And I was like, "Wow, that's creative in the wrong way."
Well, what they do in some of the places, if they know you're stealing, they'll just keep track of it and keep notes on it. And once you hit a felony level, then they'll call the cops so that they can
Right.
have you charged as a felony instead of misdemeanor.
I
And
guess I
these
could ask my
employees
friend in
have
New
no
York. He
idea.
knows.
I know if they can catch you in the store and can stop you, sometimes they will, but in some states, no.
Yeah.
But if once you're out the store, that's it.
Your text just came through right after you walked in the
Because
room.
I remember years ago, like 4 or 5 years ago, walking into like grocery Winn-Dixie, and it's one of those where you walk in one way and out the other. And I'm walking in, and this woman and another guy come by me with a buggy full of groceries, like from the produce section. You clearly did not go through the checkout, and they had like bags of dog food on top of everything. So they had all this like alcohol, and because here all the alcohol's on the shelf, you don't have to get it from anybody. Not anymore at Winn-Dixie, they moved it behind the shelf. But back then, it was all on the shelf. So it was full of alcohol and steak and all this stuff, and they put the dog bags on top of it, so it didn't look as obvious. And they just walked right out the door, and I'm like, oh, like got the manager lady. I'm like, I'm pretty sure those people just stole like 3 buggies full of stuff. And we went out there like at least maybe we could get a license plate or whatever. Well, they didn't have a license plate on the vehicle. They'd taken it all off. I'm like, man, I'm like the thought process, like the amount of time. And I mean, I'm talking the cool as cucumbers just walking out the door. And I'm just sitting there like, and I
So
want
on the other-
to be like, you stole that, because you know I don't want to get shot, but you know.
Saw one the other day where the cops was in this grocery store dealing with an incident right by the front door, and he watched this girl went outside, had a cart full of like 50 cases of water, and one of the employees was putting new trash cans in the bag, and he looked at her and he just said, oh, somebody's thirsty, you know, just and she hauled off and punched him like right in front of the cop. And so, and I guess she was an influencer because she had a driver and whatever. And the cop went out and he arrested her, and she's going off. She was insane, like going off that they couldn't do that. He's like, you can't hit somebody in front of a cop.
Yeah.
She goes, well, he was hitting on me. He was being rude to me. He goes, no, he wasn't. He said one thing.
Yeah.
He would have said it to anybody with 50 cases of water. Like,
Right.
it wasn't. He didn't say something sexist or rude. He just said, hey, somebody's thirsty. Ha ha, you know.
Right. Right.
And they have it right on camera, the cops watching, and she just hauled off and hit the guy. It's like, yeah, you're not that pretty.
Yeah.
So, because she said she was too pretty to go to jail.
Yeah. Okay, that's not how that works.
I love
lot of
that.
them
You,
think that,
you go
though.
you go to the court and you're like, Judge, wait, stop, look at me. We already know how this is gonna go.
I will
There's
say,
some that think that though.
if you're on Instagram, there's a channel called Influencers in the Wild. It's hilarious. It's funny. It's other people taking video of like these people doing their TikToks and their videos and all these things
Oh,
in
that's
public.
funny.
It's hilarious.
This one, the girl, they arrested her in the airport because she'd done something on the plane and she wouldn't leave. Like they told her to leave the gateway, she wouldn't leave. So they grabbed her and they arrested her, and she's screaming, "I'm sorry, I didn't do anything." They get her out to the car and they're like, "Well, you're going to jail because you can't do this in a plane." And she's like, "I'll do anything, officer," and pushing her chest in his face. "I'll do anything."
Oh,
And he's
geez.
looking at her, he's like, "No." And the female cop, you can hear her behind her, like, "That's not how it works, honey." Like physically throwing herself pretty much at the guy. She goes, "But I'm all alone and it's Valentine's Day and I'm 32. And I'm thinking, and that's why you're all alone, because you're crazy. And she's dressed like she was going to go work the streets. And I don't know anybody who flies dressed like that. But the poor cop, she's like, "I'll just do," like she kept trying to get his eye contact with him, sticking her face, and he's like, "I'll do anything."
Oh, jeez.
And that's probably how she's gotten away with a lot of stuff in life. But
Yeah, well,
It
probably
did
not
not
the
work
best
that
line he's
time.
heard all week.
Yeah. Yeah.
clearly
Causing-
somebody who's not told no.
Yeah,
Like too many
causing
people.
scenes at airport, I have to say, is probably like a big no-no.
Yeah.
That's how you don't make your plane.
Like, don't you get on lists, you know?
So one time when I was flying to go and have the holidays with my dad, we were in a layover airport and we were kind of trying to make our way to the next gate. And this was during lockdown, so which I was beyond amused about, because when we were standing in line, they made us social distance, but then they crammed us together on the aircraft, right? Which I was like,
As
but-
they did.
yeah, and what was really funny is that there was this woman that walked up to me and my husband. She's like, "You must want to fucking die because you can't get away from each other." And I was like, "We're married? Like, we can't get away?" Like, and then she was having a moment on the plane because she was like, "This is not social distancing." And the stewardess was like, "Do you want to get on the plane?" And she got on the plane, right? And then and so we got on we got to the airport where we had to go to our next flight. and I was walking by the women's bathroom, which if you get off a plane, do not go to the first women's bathroom. Go find the
never.
second one. Go find the
Yeah.
second one. So we were rushing by it. And as I was walking by, I heard a woman screaming all kinds of colorful language. And I looked over, and it was the social distance lady, right? And then I kept walking. I saw like this guy that looked dead inside as he was staring at the bathroom, and I was like, that must be her spouse, right? And so like I was like, like thoughts and prayers, right? And so I kept walking, and then like I think we took 5 steps, and like 4 security guards were like running over to the bathroom. So I don't know if they made their flight or not.
Yeah, the ones who get kicked off the planes crack me up because if the pilot says you're not flying,
Right.
you're not flying, and they will take you off if they have to drag you off the plane.
Right.
And this one guy's like, they have to fly me. The pilot has to fly me where I want to go. And he's like, no, that's not what's going to happen because they're going to take everybody off this plane, and then they're going to come in and drag you off, and it's not going to be pretty.
And no one will be happy.
Like, I love the ones who, when they get arrested, the first thing they say is, call my lawyer. Like, I don't know anybody who has a lawyer on speed dial. Like, people who get arrested in traffic stops, because it seems to be a
Yeah,
lot
but
of
also, is your name just so ubiquitous with your lawyers that I know exactly who your lawyer is? Did you like do a famous case or something? Some really, really cool thing?
There are people with lawyers on speed dial, I assure you.
them. Well, I know, but it's not generally usually the tweaker who's got a DUI.
They are the litigious sort that fall and, have 7 car accidents and, they go see their lawyer for a little something when they need Christmas money.
Yeah.
They exist. So
Generally, the lawyer's not going to answer at 1 a.m. either, though. When you call from a traffic stop.
they have on-call numbers. Y'all don't have ambulance chaser lawyers over
Well, we do, but
Yep.
I think it's one of those it depends situations.
We got 24-hour answering here on Morris Bart. He's the one around here.
Yeah.
That's how I know I'm going on vacation. It's no longer the billboard signs or Morris Bart, and then when you get to about Mobile, they start becoming the Alexander, some dude who's like their version of Morris Bart. I'm like, oh, we're on vacation.
See, that's how I know I live in Hicksville, and I like it that way. That I think I've only ever seen one lawyer billboard, like on.
they're all over us.
Oh wow, yeah.
Mostly it's casinos because we're in that kind of country.
Mm.
No, they're all over Vegas.
Ours are accident lawyers. So.
We have accidents, DUI, and
That too.
that's the only one with numbers. After that, it's statements. And go to whatever. There's a lot of that.
I do. We have one radio commercial, and I don't know if he's just in our area or not, but he plays on like this talk radio, and his name's like Big Lou. And he's like, specializes in divorces and this and that. And he's like, Big Lou is just like you, except he's only on wife number 2.
I think I've seen some of those.
It's like the best commercial.
It almost makes you want to go check out Big Lou to see if he's exactly what you think.
There's another
Sounds
one.
like a man you can trust.
There's another one, something about health conditions or something like that. It's like he's on diabetes medicine too. It's like,
No, wait, I think I have heard some of those, like in the wild, heard some of those
They
ads.
play them a lot
Mhm.
on like whatever channel it is that plays like Hannity and stuff like that.
Yeah, because that was sorry, when I was briefly living in Norfolk, that wasn't pleasant. But yeah, it was on the station that Rush was on.
Yep.
Big
The
Lou,
biggest-
number 2.
The biggest billboard that we had in my part of Hick, Florida, was "Get the threesome you deserve," and it was the 3 STD tests, right?
Oh, wow.
And originally when I saw that, I was like, "That's crazy," and then I was like, "Oh wait, like I'm in a demographic of people that are between like 70 and 90, so I guess that makes more sense." Because like, let me tell you, as somebody that worked in like a group home, they get freaky.
See, okay, again, also
Oh,
South
this
Dakota,
commercial
Resland, but there is a billboard where it's like, protect your community with a teepee on it and saying, get STD tested. And I'm like,
Wow.
who test marketed this one? Who let that one fly? Because that
No,
is
we have all the lawyer
implication.
billboards.
I
Usually they're-
I found the audio for the commercial. Okay. So you may have heard this, Ann. All right, let me see. All right, you ready?
Wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-276-1640. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call.
Hope we don't get
We
a
had-
copyright strike on that.
We
Hey,
had one
free
who was
advertising for Big Lou. Why would he care? Like,
Yeah,
had one
we're trying to help
who,
you,
um,
Lou.
yeah.
we had one of the
Big
ambulance
Lou,
chasers,
sponsor us.
and he was supposed to be the attorney for a murder trial, and they went to trial. He didn't show up. He didn't show up for the murder trial. So his poor
That sounds like a
client,
bad idea.
at some point they suspended his license, I think, but then he got it back, and now he still has billboards. But it was hilarious because I guess he claimed he had a mental break or something because he wasn't prepared to do a murder trial because he wasn't that kind of attorney.
Let me tell you, I've watched a lot of lawyer shows, and there's nothing cooler than getting disbarred. You get all sorts of street cred when you come back. It's great.
Oh man.
I don't know. How you feeling, Therese?
My head hurts.
Oh,
I'm
no.
sorry.
I shall persevere.
She needs Big Lou.
I got my insurance from Big Lou. Where'd you get yours?
Saul Goodman.
That's
Yeah,
another one. I'm not saying.
Our former mayor was the attorney to the mob when the mob was big in Vegas back in the day. So he knew where all the bodies were buried. In fact, when they were finding bodies in Lake Mead when it dried up, they asked him if he knew the identity of a couple of them from previous cases. And he said, nope, did not. At least they asked him the ones that were in barrels anyway. But yeah.
Yeah. I mean, heck,
Crazy.
when I wrote the Whodunit last year, then I wrote the part about the DA getting carjacked. That was like a real story that actually happened. That our DA got carjacked, him and his mom.
No.
And then the DA got, what did they get him with? Tax fraud or something. He got tried for something, and I can't remember if he won or just got dismissed or what. But he was still the DA.
Well, he's paid enough people to get in, so
Rules for thee, not for me. That kind of thing.
yeah, that seems how it is. Our governor is our former sheriff, so I'm
I'm
sure
just
he
proud
knows.
to finally have a governor that sounds like he's from Louisiana.
Progress.
Nothing beats your senator, who's my favorite senator,
Yes.
because
Yes.
he's
up there.
that man. He's hilarious because he can back up how he talks because he's smart.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's not dumb. So when he calls people out, he can back up everything he says. He just calls them out in a way that's hilarious.
Yeah. He reminds me of there's always a football or a preacher or somebody who they talk to you so nice and they're so sweet and slow and you have no idea you're about to get your ass handed to you. You're about to get in trouble. And you're like, wait a minute. He just yelled at me in slow Southern drawl. How does one do that?
This one judge I watched from Texas is like that. She'll be listening in and they'll be giving their sob story of why they deserve probation or whatever. And then she'll be reading the police report and then she'll just say, I have a question. Is it okay if I ask a question? And I'm like, sure, ask a question. And then she'll nail him with something and she'll be like, so why did you think it was okay to, stab somebody? And then they'll do their stories and she'll listen. And she'll go, and then that they're not getting what they want because she'll start out, well, here's the thing. And she gives a lot of life advice with them and, tries to tell them things to
Right.
help them. But it's hilarious because she just comes across, she's from Louisiana originally.
Oh.
And
Is it that little black lady?
yeah, Judge Boyd, yeah.
I know what you're talking about. She's the best.
And the other one, Hayward, the other little black lady who she
Yeah.
told these people, she told this couple to shut up and stop having kids the other day
Wow.
because they were too young and too stupid. The
Hey.
sad thing is they agreed with her. They're like, yeah, you're right. She's like, y'all are too dumb to be having children. And you got to respect a judge that tells it like it is like that.
No.
I mean, some of them are awful, but some of them are hilarious. And it just cracks me up that people go into court or the Zoom court. They had one who was in the bathtub.
I mean, I've watched podcasts in the bathtub, but
I was going to say that's Amy's stick. Yeah.
I don't come on the podcast in the bathtub. I'm just watching y'all.
But you wouldn't attend court from the bathtub.
No, I wouldn't attend the podcast. I just listen.
One lady was waiting for her case. I guess didn't realize she was on camera and she got busy with her boyfriend on camera. That was
That's a
pretty
whole
funny.
other card.
Oh yeah, others they'll do their makeup and whatnot, or they're eating, or they don't have clothes on, and it's like
Oh my gosh. That's
one was laying in bed naked, and the judge says, "This is not naked court. You have to wear clothes to court. I don't care if it's in your
Soon on the
bedroom."
Discovery Channel.
Yeah.
We discovering.
Yeah, remember
Naked court. No.
Terry Mystery Chris had an episode a couple weeks ago about the decline of cable. That sounds like
Yeah.
something that's going to be on
Mhm.
Discovery Channel. The decline of Discovery Channel. Naked Court.
I do like the ones with the sovereign citizens because
Ugh.
they're so bad. You almost feel sorry for them sometimes because they really don't.
Believe it so
Under-
hard.
Well, they don't know what they mean because they have no
Right.
clue what they're saying actually means, and it's never going to go their way. But they're so stupid. Like the one, he's for a traffic thing, and he goes, "Well, I don't recognize the court." And the judge's like, "Well, I don't care. This is your fine. You have to pay it. If not, I'm going to send the police to pick you up."
Right.
"I don't recognize your authority." Judge is like, "Once again, I don't care."
Like, oh no, I'm just gonna fade away in the wind.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm the living person representing the trustee of such and such. And the judge's like, "Well, I'm glad you're a living person and not dead because that would be awkward." And they have their own identification and their own license plates and things, and it.
Oh my gosh.
But they're plenty happy to use American money.
Right. Right.
That's no problem. And they're not required to have a driver's license because they have the right to travel.
Mhm.
But you still have to follow state laws.
Yeah.
And most of them don't get that. And then they get traffic violations and whatnot. And they try to argue them and it just never goes their way. But. So what do you guys have coming up this week? Anything exciting? Any fun knitting projects? Or crochet projects?
I'm gonna lose at Yarn Chicken, I think, but
Oh no.
Oh no.
I rocked it at Yarn Chicken this week. I'm just
You did. You did. You did.
I have to weave in the end still, but I have had that
Nice.
much yarn left.
Nice.
And then I had enough to finish all the fingers. I have to weave in the end still, but
Nice.
I was very pleased with that. And I have a little bit of gray yarn left over going right into my quilt. I'm excited.
Yay.
But yeah, I have a new sweater So, but I wanted to finish that and get some, some whips finished before starting a new thing. And I want to start the gloves to match my new hat and cowl pattern, or mitts. They won't like be finished. They'll just be like fingerless and
That'd be
nice
cool.
to be girl.
'Cause that was
Yes.
pretty.
Yeah, that'll be very cool. And you'll look stylish when you're trying to stay warm in this winter.
That's right. Yes, I got that big depression look. That I'm just a poor girl with my fingerless gloves, because we all know that
Just in
when economies crash, you can't afford fingers anymore. Fingers are right out.
Mhm.
It's like, oh, you have complete gloves? I'm sorry, that's only for rich people now. You just get little holes in them and they
She'll be on
eat
the
away.
street selling pencils.
I have a tray. I have little tiny pencils like the ones you get when you're voting, and birthday candles and buttons. And I hope someone buys. And matchsticks.
She'll be ready to be in a production of Oliver Twist.
Yes.
Please, sir, may I have a longer pencil?
May I have some more yarn?
Exactly.
Please, sir. Please, sir, can you wind some more?
I'll spend for fiber.
Yeah.
Heck.
Well, I'm probably gonna make 3 hats outside of today. One's for my friend who's going through chemo, and it was interesting because I called and they showed me the beanie that they bought that was just for the thing, but it was like huge. And yeah, she was like, "Can you make something smaller?" I was like, I can. Yeah, I can make you a skull cap. So I'm gonna do that and send her a box
Aw.
of goodies. And then I met my neighbor, and she has the most criminally adorable children that I have ever seen. Like, this should not be allowed. These children are fucking precious, right?
They could get right out of court if they wanted to.
Yeah. They can go in the court and be like, "Judge, we didn't do it," and the judge would be like, "You know what? It wasn't you. Go on." Right? But I had brought my neighbor a hat, and she had asked if she could pay for like some for her kids, and I was like, "You absolutely cannot. I'll just make them." So I'm gonna make their hats.
That's cool.
That's because you want your hats on those adorable little kids.
I you know what? Winter's coming. They're gonna get cold, and I will be ready for them. Okay. And then I'll probably have to start working on my great Christmas list of things that I said I was gonna make and haven't done yet. So
Welcome to the world of crafting.
Yeah.
I made a lot of other things. Like, I made my own shawl, and I made the shawl for Albany, and I have made actually like a fuck ton of hats. Like, they're all right here, but they're not the color from my neighbor. So, and then whatever I have left, I'll finish making clothes to donate to my church this December. So,
Aw,
That's nice.
that's awesome.
I don't want to keep it. I just want to make.
That's how I am. I just want to make for everything else.
Yeah.
Well, if you get bored and you want to make blankets, I'll take them for babies.
I was sitting here thinking about it for a hot minute. That I could make blankets. I have a whole bunch of yarn.
Blankies are very satisfying because they're just, not gigantic and
They're for the babies.
it's for
The
the babies.
babies.
But
The
when you make
babies.
I've made like king size blankets, but that's a lot,
Yeah.
especially when they fall apart.
Let's think positive, Amy. Let's not dwell on the.
Still not talking about that. Still a timeout.
It's still a sad.
Still in the
subject,
warming
so-
period.
That's right. All
What
right.
else are you guys gonna make?
Huh?
So what else are you guys gonna make?
I need to start Neil's ugly cat's Tunisian thing, but I haven't yet. So, oh well.
I still have to make
It'll
a
get
thing.
done when it gets done.
I have something I have to start and get done by October, and I've not remotely decided what that is yet. So I need to get cracking on that.
What's
I
this
have
one?
that too, but That's for another day.
Yeah. I know what I'm gonna do. I just need to actually get out the yarn and do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. See how that goes. See if Tabitha's still going to participate.
Yeah.
We'll see. But that's future us.
That's a
Present
future-
us is fine. We don't have to worry about future us. It's okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Present me is a little worried about future me, not gonna lie.
but are you worried about future you or future you knitting?
A little bit about future me knitting. Also, I've said this before, that there's this lady that I know who asked me to make Christmas stockings for her kids
yeah.
because grandma always did. And I just remembered that she birthed another child this year. So that means that is also another deadline. So I can get a stocking for another one of her little Rugrats. Great. I love it. I love it so much. You please have many children.
See,
Pronatalists here. Also, the Christmas stockings. What's
you
with
did it
that?
wrong, Anne. You only agree to do that for people who've already had all their kids. Because then you know how many you have to make, and you never have to make more.
Like,
Your kids are teenagers. You're not having any more. Sure, I'll make you.
okay, that's great. That's great. I won't do dog ones. Not living that life, but sure, I'll do it. But
All right.
I might make yarn chicken. I'm cheating on my last clusters, but I might make it. Like, who's gonna know that the last round has only 2 doubles and not 3?
Only you.
It's a design choice, Amy. You chose that way for the overall appearance.
I might make it.
And if you don't, who cares?
I know.
You'll figure something out. It's not like you don't have other yarn you could add on.
Yeah, but I'm like
oh,
right there, that close.
oh,
You can do it.
You can do it.
You can do it.
You can do it, especially when you cheat.
So, anybody see any good patterns they want to knit or crochet?
I'm supposed to make that granny square sweater. Somebody made it for Shark Week, I think.
Oh, is that the one Anne made? The
Yeah.
Hexicardi?
No. The Jethro.
Oh.
The
Oh,
Jethro.
okay. Just
Beth
Tanis-
maybe of Pandemic Knitter.
Yeah.
Tanis Fiber
yeah,
Arts or whatever. Tanis,
yeah,
whoever
Beth
I
made
think designed it.
Yeah. So
Well, that'll
I'm
be
supposed
fun.
to for a friend. I think I'll make it. I can fix something.
This is my best pattern that I
Ooh.
want.
Ooh. See?
Mm.
And then I showed it to someone and they're like, "Oh, but you'll have it in a more fun color." No, I won't. I'm
No.
going to do
Oh,
more.
that's totally you. Yeah.
That's very Peggy
That is my
Carter.
fun color.
Anne.
Everything
That's-
in my life is Peggy Carter.
I
Like,
know,
she's
but
my
that's
babe.
that's like Peggy Carter style.
Exactly.
And you just need to get the waves
Adventure
in your hair and the little,
1940s
and the little
girl,
beret,
that's where
and
I'm
then you're all
at.
set.
Like,
You get the boots and the little beret, and you're all set.
and you're like, can she fly an airplane? Maybe. I don't know. I can't, but I want that to be in question at all times.
I gotta get you some aviator glasses then.
Yeah. Actually,
Well-
aviator glasses don't suit my face very well. I don't know why. It's just
I'm not.
I kind of have the flicka thing going anyways, but it makes it worse.
Mm.
I still don't know when Steve Rogers learned to fly an airplane either. But I guess he crashed it.
Did he though?
But later
Did he?
on, he flies the Quinjet
Oh,
in Avengers. So evidently, he learns to fly at some point, or just maybe not to crash. I don't know. You know.
Bucky knew how to fly a helicopter, and you're like, did he
I'm
learn that
invested
in
in this,
school?
Amy.
I cheated and I made it.
Yay!
Yay.
Bucky
Hashtag
had
proud friend.
skills.
Huh?
Bucky had skills. I don't think I like this either.
What?
I don't think I like it.
What?
I don't think I like it. I'm looking
It
at
happens. It happens all the time. You might like it in a different yarn.
Yep.
You might like the
Yeah.
pattern, but in a different yarn, because that happens
Sometimes
to
the
me.
yarn.
a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a frogget.
I have some yarn that I have started so many things with it
Me
and just
too.
pull them out. I'm like, and start something new. Nope, don't like that. Start something new. Don't like that.
So that is exactly how I was with this yarn, our PIK colorway, and available at chickenladyfiberarts.com. Use our code Quail20 PIK, which you won't get in our episode because YouTube took it down. Did I say YouTube took it down? YouTube took our episode down. Anyways,
That's bigots.
I have knit this yarn. This is my third project with it. The
Mhm.
first one, again, I love knitting it. I love the colors. I love all of that. It was beautiful. But the first one, I did a cowl and then I did buttons down the side, and it just wasn't like good to wear. Like it was not, like I didn't like it. Like the fit wasn't right. And then I was like, oh, you can do like a V-neck thing with it because there's buttons so you can move it around. It wasn't working. Not a wearable piece. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to take it apart. And then I was going to test knit the Rosie shawl for Liz. Did I finish that test knit? No, I was a failure. Total
It's
and
okay.
complete failure. And
It's okay.
then,
But
Wait, there's more.
no. And then I'm sitting there and it was half, like, not even half. It was like that much knit into the Rosie shawl. And then it was still attached to the dead cowl. And I had to pull it all out. And then I have my new cowl pattern that I'm doing in that. Just like it.
It's like Harry Potter. The yarn has to choose the project.
That does happen.
You know, like this cardigan I started. It's the third different yarn I've started it with because I haven't liked the way it looked in the other, and then one I didn't like because it was pilling too much.
Mm.
So, I'm like, well,
You
I'll
have
start
to
it in
pill
this
while
color.
you're knitting. That's a problem.
Yeah, I'd have to figure out something to do with that yarn. But
Mm-hmm.
all right, wow. It looks like we are not going to get rain today, sadly.
Oh no.
I was hoping, but
We already did, and we're going to get
It's
more.
sad- it's sad for me to hope that because it's not going to happen because it hasn't happened. But we are over 110 again, so yay us.
Oh yay.
Yay.
Yeah, I'm very torn because DC is making their new Superman movie, and while I'm very annoyed because they got rid of all their old Superman characters, they are bringing Nathan Fillion in as Green Lantern, and I don't know how I feel about that because evidently he's been in almost every Marvel movie
Nathan Fillion?
as
Is
well.
it?
Yeah, he was in all of the Guardians of the Galaxy movies as different cameos, as different characters, and he's been in like a bunch of other Marvel movies.
Oh, I was
just
about to
random
say
characters.
he had to sneak in like
Yeah, it
Brad
must be a
Pitt did.
voice or something.
Yeah.
But I just don't know. DC movies I don't watch anymore because after Wonder Woman 1984, that was a hot mess, and
That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
I use that as an example of bad photography.
yeah. So, but I need to go watch Deadpool this weekend, maybe
It's
see
good.
that one.
I enjoyed it thoroughly. I might watch it again.
I know you enjoyed it and enjoyed it. My son really liked it. He went the night it opened. So,
I guess I'll watch the original and catch up.
well, you can watch the
But
original.
I mean, you don't
too.
have. Yeah, you don't actually have to watch it because it does a pretty good job of doing like a
No, I
comedic
have to.
recap.
That's the rule.
You have to. Okay, as long as that's your rule and not one we made you.
Well,
learn.
Like,
you
I
don't
read
have-
the book before the movie.
you- You don't have little children, so you can watch it in your house
Oh yeah.
without worry about language.
My kid's favorite movie is The Godfather, so I think it'll be okay.
Love The Godfather. And number 2. Number
Yes.
3, not so much.
No, number 3. Was
No,
pretty-
number 3 was kind of lame.
that was pretty bad.
Very.
It was, you know,
it went in
not
a
that good.
creative direction that nobody liked.
Yeah,
Nobody liked, yeah.
Let's not.
nepotism.
Mhm.
Yeah, and that doesn't work a lot,
Mhm.
sadly.
Oh, don't let your niece do the
Yeah.
directing.
Yeah. I don't know. It's too many people getting breaks in Hollywood who just based on who their parents or relatives are who really shouldn't and can't act, and you know.
Yeah.
Just because your aunt is famous and can act doesn't mean you can.
Yeah.
I want the viewers and the listeners to know that even though I just frogged my shawl, I have a backup shawl. Okay, ready?
She's prepared.
I'm ready.
Girl.
Alright,
She
you
knows
shall
how to
one.
work it now.
She's officially one of us now.
I like the color of that shawl.
Yeah, so it's
I like it.
it's
I'm
called
told.
chestnut.
Oh, I like that, yeah.
I held it to the screen like you would see
Oh,
it better.
I like that yarn. That's
It's
pretty.
very autumnal.
Yeah.
It is.
I'm told she even has knitting needles.
I saw.
I know.
So,
Very exciting.
I know, super profesh. You got like the whole binder thing going. You got
did.
they're beautiful.
Yeah,
I
I even
know.
put like my Tunisian ones in here too because I was like, it's multi-purpose. I can put all kinds of shit in here.
That's how it starts, and then you just because crochet and knitting accessories are almost as much of buying as buying yarn is.
yeah.
I understand this problem as somebody that used to like do the paper bullet journal a great deal.
There's always something new. Oh, look at this new type of stopper, or oh, look at this new type of needle, or you know. And there's always somebody coming up with some.
It's true. This needle I bought because it was forged. I didn't need it. I have one just like it. It works just fine, but this one's forged.
Yeah, that's what you do.
Yep.
So
I like the weight of it though. It's nice.
and it's probably strong enough to be a weapon.
Yeah, I was. I think last time I was using it with you guys and Amy was here, I said I don't think I could take this through the airport.
Yeah.
Yeah, my kids have always collected like swords and knives and things. It's since they've been little. We call it their pointy object collection. And one year for Christmas, for my daughter, I got her a hand forged hair spike, so she could twist her hair up and put the spike in. And it's also a weapon. So if somebody gets too close, you just pull it out and stab them. Because the old lady and the Victorian ladies used to stab people with their hat pins.
Yeah.
It's true.
If the men got too fresh, they'd pull out the hat pin and stab them.
Yeah.
So it's a dual purpose. It puts her hair up, and it also is a weapon.
I mean, if you are really creative, you can make things happen with a pencil. John Wick proved that to us.
That is true.
And the Joker.
It's true. Make this disappear. I'm excited for that new Joaquin movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The concept of it seems either just so good, like maybe they're doing this because this is a really great idea, or it's like gonna be the most epic crash you've ever seen.
Which
There's
one?
no in between there.
Which movie?
The new Joker movie that's coming out.
The musical.
Yeah.
It's a musical?
Well,
It's a
got
musical.
Lady Gaga. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about her being Harley Quinn, but
We'll see.
I don't
I
know.
think
We'll see.
I think she's got it. I know, so the one thing I really love about the first Joker is that it's an excellent example of an unreliable narrator, like American Psycho. But the little moments where you can kind of see there's a switch in reality versus the perception of the story that's being told. I love to find those little clues. Like, for example, if you go watch the first Joker again and you look at any time there's a clock somewhere that's in the scene, background, doesn't matter when, it's always the exact same time, which is also the exact same time that he's doing his therapy session, which is kind of like the grounds for like he's making it up in his head, right?
right.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just odd that that's a musical when the first one wasn't. Kind of.
I have hope. I have a lot of hope. Sorry, like little twisted like gremlin in me is kind of like, no, I can see Murder by Song. It's gonna be great.
Hopefully, it'll be good,
I have faith.
but I don't know. I'm just leery of anything that is comic book or superhero that's mainstream
Well, I mean,
anymore because it's been so disappointing. So
you're preaching to the choir in this chair right
I
now.
know, well, obviously, because you work for the
Literally her
Insto,
business. Yeah.
but just the movies, it's disappointing because
You know what? I'll make you a deal. I will watch it, and if it is complete trash, I will say it here on the podcast. I'll be like, "It's trash. Don't watch it." But if it's good, I'll be like,
well, that's fair.
"Yeah." So I will do that.
She'll take one for the team.
Like,
I
I always
will.
wanted the Joker and Evita to, get together. Like those two thoughts, stick them together.
Mhm.
I was watching something the other day, and they were talking about the different Batmans, and they were saying actually the best Batman was Adam West because he had to work so hard to be so ridiculous,
Which one
whereas
was
the
that?
others, the 1960s
The original.
Batman
Oh,
and Robin,
Okay.
you know, because the other Batmans are all serious, you know, with the dark overtones, but he had to work so hard to play the comedy serious
Right.
because it was comedy, but he was playing it serious.
Right.
Mhm.
Like, you know, and that was harder to do than if you're just playing like you're, you know, the vigilante. That and all the weird dancing scenes and stuff, which were really bad.
Otherwise, it's Michael Keaton. That's it.
Mhm.
I am cheating and doing my unwinding my Sir Present ball.
Ooh.
And
Oh.
I was gonna fuss at Lynn for having confetti in it, but then she put one of her lotions in it, and I'm not mad anymore.
Oh,
What is your code, Anne, if you want to tell people?
Oh yeah, Quail 20 PIK, and I'm sure there'll be a corresponding yarn because all the promo codes have had corresponding yarns, and they've all been very pretty.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, so far I've gotten all kinds of cool stuff in here. I've got a little needle gauge, and some buttons, a little thing of scissors, and a stitch marker, and the lotion. So I'm letting the confetti go.
that's cool that she's doing those. People were doing them back in, 20 years ago.
Oh,
Yeah.
she's out of light bright.
And I think people quit doing them.
Make sure you search the word because I could not find
I
it.
did. I
Oh.
did search the word.
How dare she be out of the yarn that you want to purchase right now? She must have sold it all. A true
Well,
tragedy.
she did. That's fine.
I
You know,
but the
she
thing
did.
is that Lynn's like super easy though. If
She's
you're like,
super
hey,
easy to
Lynn,
talk
Oh, I know.
like,
I know.
I could like get some. I really appreciate it.
I know. I just
I've
did
heard
damage
that you
for her.
like to exchange money for goods. And she's like, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I should
yeah.
ask her if she'll make me a Pikachu yarn so I can make something for Kara.
I'm sure she would.
Yeah, she probably would.
I mean,
She
It's
likes to
yellow
make
and black.
different
It's
things.
not hard, right?
Yeah,
Ooh,
she has
look at
yellow and gray. She has.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw. I meant to send it to Amy. I saw the stitch stoppers that were just meh. That made me think of Anne in that colorway.
Oh, I
Just said meh.
bought those. I just haven't put them out yet because they're
Oh, okay.
Valentine's Day.
It just said meh.
The
Yeah.
Mac colorway.
Yeah,
I
which
love it.
was really pretty.
I do. It is a really pretty color.
Yellow and black go together,
Yes, they do.
There's a lot of yellow in this one.
and yellow and gray too.
Yes, I love yellow and gray.
Me too. Yeah. I like it for
But you
babies.
But you prefer yellow and black for Steelers.
My wardrobe. Neil said to me one time, "Do you ever wear anything other than black?" Yes, gray, navy.
But mostly black.
Oh,
That's a mood. I also like black.
Mhm. Because then,
I wear.
if you knit like shawls or cows or something, you can use the bright colors.
Yeah.
I used to only wear black, and then my hair went gray, and so now I wear more gray because then it doesn't show the gray hairs when they fall off. It's bad.
Not a stark contrast.
Yeah, before when my hair was dark, it was fine, but now that it's gray, I wear the gray shirts. But Lynn dyes beautiful yarn,
Yes.
and she is willing to work with you. If you need a sweater quantity, if you need something, just hit her
Yeah.
up because
I want
she's
that.
more than happy to help people
Yes.
out. Which
I'll
we
just start
really
holding up
appreciate.
all the yarn that I bought from her and say, I'm a fan. Can we make an arrangement?
Because a lot of dyers will not work with people, and
These
they
are
dye
my
what
fault.
they dye, and that's it.
These are my fault because I wanted her to do Schitt's Creek colorways. This is my fault because it's the bouncing pickles.
Yeah, I have some of that too, but mine's not as yellow. Mine's more white with little bits of yellow.
And this one's not my fault, but I really liked it because it was the one from the band book collection she did.
I have that one too.
So.
And where's the one? Oh, I got her. This is the one I got, but I haven't knit with it yet. The other day is Quantum,
Ooh,
Oh, that is
Oh.
pretty.
which is a really pretty blue.
Is that what her oopsies?
I used it on my Patriot shawl. I know you guys are surprised.
Oh,
It looks
yeah.
really good. Yeah.
It
On
is
the other
really
side, it
pretty.
looks better. Yeah. So
That is
this is.
Yeah.
I was gonna finish this, but then I was like, 4th of July is come and gone. It will be here next year.
Exactly. And I also got her. I have her Patriot collection, and I got the Jake and Elwood colorway to go with that. So I'm gonna knit that shawl that
Jake
Anne
and Elwood
knit,
colorway.
the one you test knit, the Flower Street.
Nice.
Oh yeah, that's very pretty.
I'm gonna do that with her Patriot collection, but I really should cast on Neil's Tunisian thing, so maybe I'll do that this week.
That's what I'm doing
Or-
with this one. I'm doing like a Tunisian shawl just to say that I did it.
I gotta find my Tunisian hooks. They're around here somewhere.
I have mine in this handy bag. I'm sorry.
So.
I would say you better watch out though. You're doing Tunisian, you're doing knitting. Like, well, you're not doing knitting yet. You will do knitting. We,
I thought really hard about knitting.
I believe in you.
You can do it.
it's like that's it. Once you start test knitting for Neil, it's all over.
Yeah, I'm gonna do
You're
his
in the
ugly
mind.
cat shawl and this
Oh,
with the
it's so
Tunisian with
pretty.
gray.
Oh, that's
Because-
beautiful.
That's
He
great.
says this is enough for the small size, so I hope it
It
is.
says,
We'll see.
yeah.
We will see. I don't know. But I just found a crochet hook I lost, so that's good. Yay.
Oh,
I've lost. I never did find the one I lost the other week,
Oh, really?
and then I lost another one
no.
sitting on the couch, and I got up, I think, and I came back and sat, and it was gone.
Are you sure Calvin's not taking them?
No,
And
yeah,
put 'em
he's
somewhere?
probably crocheting at night.
Or just hiding them in a pile underneath the furniture or something? You're going to move something one time, and
Yeah.
there's going to be all your knitting and
Yeah.
crochet supplies
Mhm.
sitting there.
I woke up the other morning to a ball of yarn strewn through the living room, and thankfully it wasn't, because when I finished like working on something, my couch came with these really cool yarn holders, you know, so it's handy that you could put cups in there, but I put yarn, so it was just gonna be like scrap trash yarn anyway. I was probably gonna give it to him anyway, but I'm like, I get up the next morning, I'm like, first of all, you're not supposed to be on the sofa. Second of all, you're not supposed to take the yarn to like give you the yarn.
Right.
Yeah, really. We know there's rules here, Kat. You,
So I
you
have
follow
to like
them,
make
I
sure things
follow
in
them.
bags. I was like, so before I went to bed that night, I'm like, let me make sure everything is in a bag and it's not, out where he can get it. I'm like, you little punk.
They're like a toddler. And think they have rights to touch your yarn.
I think when we go out of town, I'm gonna have to put those mats back on the sofa that like shock them when they stand.
And then put cameras in the house so you can watch.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Although I have seen you could put aluminum foil too. Supposedly, when they jump on that, they don't like that.
That never worked for me.
Yeah, I haven't tried that yet.
Jack didn't care.
They'd probably pull it off.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Mhm.
Because the mat doesn't like shock them till they like sit on it, and it's like static. Like if you were to run across the carpet and then touch them.
Yeah, it's not like electric chair.
Look, she even gave
Would
me
you
extra
sit on it, though?
yarn in the middle of it.
Aw, that's adorable.
Look, that's kind of Pikachu-y.
That is.
Oh, almost. Yeah. I think I just have to figure out how to work in the black with like a speck of red somewhere.
I'm
Mhm.
sure
That'd
she
be a little more. I have
Yeah.
to remember my Pokemon. More Raichu. Wait. Maybe
Because
that-
Pikachu has the red cheeks and then yellow body, black bits.
You probably want like
Yeah, and
mean,
the step up from Pikachu is a little more orangey yellow.
Yeah, that's right too.
Yeah, I do on this one. He redid the math on this, so I'm assuming it's fine. But we will see. I just have to find my Tunisian hooks wherever I left them.
They're over there. Yeah, I'm helping.
Somewhere. They're under a pile of yarn, most likely.
Probably.
That's where they go.
Relatable.
So, well, thanks everybody for coming.
Yeah.
Yep,
Thanks
it's
for
time
having
grub.
us.
I think
Hope your
Therese needs to
headache feels
take.
better, Therese.
She needs to take some meds for her headache.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go lay down.
I hope you find relief.
Yeah, it's the weather.
Well,
Take
yeah,
some
the air
magnesium.
pressure changes.
So we had a thunderstorm this afternoon, like around noon. And then it's just been
Okay.
kind of threatening all day. It's fine. Could be worse. It could be winter.
That is true, and you do get winter where you are. So
Hmm. So wear my bulletproof socks.
yeah, but just think how nice your feet are going to feel in winter with those.
No, nothing feels good in the winter. Nothing feels good because I'm cold and I hurt and I itch.
We should trade for winter.
Yes, we should. Or I'll just come down there. You can stay where you're at.
Yeah, I don't think Amy would really
Amy don't-
appreciate that after about the first week or two.
Yeah.
And then she might
Yeah.
be rethinking it when, the wind chill kicks in and the snow and everything else.
Ice.
I just want to see it from a warm room with a fireplace. That's all I want. Is that too much to ask?
You mean you don't want to scrape ice and shovel snow?
Yeah,
No.
scrape ice. Yeah, ice is the worst.
No,
Definitely.
I don't want to do that. Because we get that. I don't want ice. We get that.
Yeah, ice is bad.
I don't like ice.
No ice.
Everything around here is wet, so it's all we get is ice.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't get much ice.
Those
We don't-
those
we didn't-
signs
I don't
that
even-
say bridge may
I
ice
don't
before road in cold weather everywhere.
Hmm.
I don't think we even got too much lower than freezing last winter.
Last winter was
But we're making up for it with the triple digits, so
Yeah.
yes.
Yay.
Hopefully that will end before September.
It will.
So, but thanks you guys for coming.
Thanks for having us.
Bye.
Thanks for Anne. Your internet worked today. That was nice.
Yeah.
I know. What's with it?
Shh, yeah.
Don't jinx it.
I don't know. Don't jinx it. So everybody, be patient. Your stickers are come when your stickers come. So
You can plan where you're going to put them in the meantime.
exactly.
What is the rule, Therese? You get what you get.
What you get.
Don't get upset.
Don't pitch a fit. Yeah. And
Don't get upset.
it was a fun Shark Week. So I look forward to next year's Shark Week, whichever
Me too.
Mhm.
new dynamic way they go with it. It
Mhm.
should be fun. And I'm trying to think of any of Amy. You guys aren't running any knit-alongs now, right?
Not yet.
Oh boy.
Well, I know you guys, but I meant just you and
Details
Denise don't have anything.
forthcoming.
So pay
I'm about-
attention, watch Two Sisters and Some Yarn, and Politically Incorrect Knitters, and The Knitting Wars, and all our other friends who have
Oh.
podcasts. And maybe Neil will be back in the next couple of weeks.
Blocks Magazine, Shauna Stitches, Stitch in the
Cabot
Sky.
Cove,
Crochet DHD.
Yep. What is
Lynn,
She's got a
Yarn
meeting
Twiddlings.
along right now.
Chicken Lady Fiber Arts does have a
Chicken Lady.
thing.
She does. I'm
Texas
trying to
Peach
think of-
Knit. Is it still?
Wise Owl Knits.
Yeah, Mystery Mouse
Yeah,
Yarn.
Wise Owl Knits.
Holly. Check her out
There's a
because
lot
she
of
has
cool
amazing
people.
yarn too.
There's lots
Ooh,
of.
I think Anne the Knitter just had a episode
She
from
did.
the last
Oh,
couple of
she did
days.
too?
I haven't seen it
Okay.
yet.
She did. Yeah.
And I'm
yay.
trying to think of who
That
else.
was exciting.
Mama Nevin. Check her out too
Nevin?
Mama Nevin's cool.
because she's sweet.
There's always more. I don't know if you can see
Yeah.
like I don't think I have my things where you can see who I follow, but there's a whole handy list in Blocked Magazine for most
That's
everybody.
right.
Not everybody's on it, but for most everybody.
And Neil's always looking for submissions, either patterns or articles or reviews. So ideas, just contact him. He's always looking for new ideas and new
This
people.
next issue is Happy Fall, y'all. Apparently, that was my idea that I forgot. So.
Oh, it's Dog Days first, then
Dog
Fall.
days first.
Dog
Dog
days
days
and
and
fall.
Happy
Yeah.
Fall.
Deadline's
Yeah.
pretty much done.
I know he was looking at me when he was there. I hear you edit. And I was like, what do you want?
Where'd you hear that from?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I don't know
it's in
what
the
you're talking about,
books.
Neil.
Yeah. It's in the books. I'm credited. I can't say no.
I don't. But it's not crafting magazines, so that's different. No.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
That's my one apprehension. I was like, if you want me to like review like a personal thing, like I can do that, but like this technical writing stuff, like
Yeah, my daughter started working with an editor, and she's got 2 right now, and one is in Europe, so he's on a different time schedule.
Oh.
Why does she have 2 editors?
Well, because she had to do training before they started publishing her articles to get to training on how their formats and how they add the photos and all that stuff. And the other editor was in the U.S., so the time thing was driving her crazy because she would send the one in Europe emails and he'd be like, "Can you just send them during my working hours? Because I keep getting these notifications and waking up."
It's called putting your phone on Do Not Disturb.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right?
Have you
Yeah.
tried that?
Mine's at 11
Yeah.
o'clock. Boom.
Yeah.
That's it.
but now she knows their formats and what they want. So now I think she's got 7 articles up now. So
That's exciting.
Oh,
it is. It's very exciting. And one has over 10,000 views. So that was very
Ooh.
Nice.
Cool.
So yeah. So
Yeah, I didn't know
But
what
she's-
I didn't understand what I read, but it was very well written.
thank you. It was anime. If you don't know it, I don't understand most of what she writes. because I don't
That's
follow
right.
those
I remember
animes.
reading it.
There
Yeah.
were words,
But-
and they were in the correct order and had the right
Yeah.
grammar.
It was
I
well
mean,
done.
Well formatted.
Yeah, they're well written. I just don't understand
But I
most of the
have no
animes
idea
because
what
I
I
don't
read.
watch them. But
no.
but she's enjoying it. So
Well,
That's
that's good.
so
Good.
yeah. So thanks, guys.
Thanks.
We will see you
Guys.
next week.
Y'all.
If anybody has any suggestions or questions, just put it in the comments and
Or
check
leave
out-
annoying comments for Joe to read later so we can annoy her.
that's true. 'Cause
Yeah.
we need to do an episode with Joe again. Hopefully
Yes,
she can
we do.
figure
Miss
something out.
Joe.
Come back, Joe.
Is there knitting wars tomorrow or no?
Nope, that's next week.
Okay. So it's off week, so no knitting wars. We'll just have to wait.
I'm kind of like, not to be weird, but I'm kind of relieved because I was like trying to like schedule my date tomorrow, and I thought that we did have knitting wars tomorrow.
That's
No,
why
you're
I'm
good.
dating.
You're good.
I'm like, I can handle like one a week.
I know that it's probably better for like YouTube schedules and things to always have a live show the same day every week, but like for us, we're like, we love the live show. Live show is great.
But it's a lot.
Let's
It's a
space
lot.
it a little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's a lot. It definitely is. But thanks everybody for watching. We will see you next
Thanks.
week, and we really appreciate the comments in the chat and the comments on
Chat?
the episodes.
Thanks for supporting the babies.
Hail, chat.
Thanks for supporting the babies. The babies appreciate it, and Amy appreciates it too. So thanks a lot, and we're all on Instagram, I think, so you can find us there too. So
Yeah.
thank you very much.
Bye. I'm waving goodbye.